Alright, it's 9:05. We're gonna call this Adams County Board of Supervisors meeting to order. Were they gonna help with the,
They're doing the pledge.
okay. Mr. Bradford, would you give us an invocation, please?
Let us stand. Let's bow our heads. Oh, wise and gracious Father, we thank you again, oh God, for allowing us to see another day and allow us to attend another board meeting. And Father, we just ask, oh God, that you look over the elected officials, Father. Father, continue to keep them from any hurt, harm, or danger, Father. And Father, we ask, oh God, that you continue to give them knowledge from on high to lead your people. And Father, we just pray for this county, our first responders, our elected officials, our appointed officials, and all our employees, our first responders, our doctors. We pray for our kids, our school system, oh God. Father, we ask, oh God, that you continue to make a way and prepare, oh God. And Father, we just want to pray for the storm victims that may have suffered from the latest storm we had. We just thank you for protecting Natchez Adams County and continue to do so, God. Father, we just continue to pray for the business that's en route to this county. And Father, we just ask you to continue to make a way financially and continue to bless us collectively and bless us individually, oh God. And Father, we just thank you, give your name all honor, praise, and glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
Yeah, come on.
You want all of them up there?
Yeah, all of them.
Bring them around.
I need to move the witness chair out of the way.
They got to turn to the flag.
Flag.
Look that way.
All right, loud and proud.
Please stand for the pledge. Salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Look this way. Bag up.
Rick, you need to be a school teacher.
He's in my blood. Sometimes look this way. Look at your teacher. Hold up, y'all. Come on, get on the field. Let them go and take the pictures. Go ahead, Kevin, go on and do what you want.
It's on two of them.
Well, it was two. We're gonna do it first, but I'll get it later for him.
Come on, Brandy. Sorry. You got a full hat. Excellent. Got it.
Thank y'all. Y'all did a great job on that. Okay, I need,
Okay. Okay, I will.
is it Kennedy? Women?
No, I don't.
All right. Kennedy, a certificate of appreciation for the 4-H.
Oh, I got it.
This is gonna take a picture of her.
I got it. I sent
And also Kylie Minor. Okay. Congratulations, y'all. And where'd you say what school are they going to?
Global Prep. It's a principal right here.
Okay. How do you do?
Hello, fine, how are you?
Tell them a little bit about what these kids are doing and why they're doing it.
First and foremost, I am Joanne Rucker. I am the principal, the executive director for this Global Prep Charter School, and I want to thank you all for allowing us to come. I have lost my voice, so I'm going to turn this over to Mr.
Thank y'all.
one of our teachers, third grade
Y'all
teacher
did a good job.
at Global Prep.
Thank you.
And he will explain to you all about micro society and why we brought those students and exactly what we do.
Okay. So these students are kindergarten through third grade, and they're representatives of our micro society, which is a learning program we use at our school where we mimic or model society at large in our own little place out there at Instant Impact. Our community is Smartland, and the students you see here today represent our government agencies. So here we had Kylie, who was the president, Brooklyn White, who was the vice president. We have mayors, and the rest of them are part of our law enforcement. Called the Peacekeepers. Their responsibility is to make sure visitors and citizens of Smartland obey and abide by the rules so that we say stay safe. Should you visit Smartland, just know there's no running in the halls. Keep your hands to yourself. Alderman Gray and husband, keep your hands to yourself if you come to Smartland. No running, no talking, things like that. So that's why they're here, because they represent our government agencies, and we appreciate the opportunity to have them see government in action.
Thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. They are very well disciplined. Good job. Thank
All right,
y'all.
thank you.
All right, this reappointments is just a, or do we need a, okay. You can come on.
Thank you, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
I think everybody can talk this morning. Okay, hold on 1 second then.
Minutes first.
Okay. I need a motion to approve the minutes. Moved by Mr. Middleton, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion?
Yes, sir, Mr. President, I already talked to Paige, and I think she gonna correct it. Got me being part of it a little too long. I couldn't hear anything from where I was at, and I didn't make no motions or seconds or nothing like that, so I think she gonna take care of it.
Yeah, one of the things that we can do and probably should do, if someone's calling in by phone, they need to make sure that we get their vote. We used to do that, and that's what we can go back and do.
I never knew he was actually on there. I heard one
I didn't
tip, and he never said, hey, this is Ricky or anything. Okay. Any more discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion approved. I need a motion to approve the docket. Moved by Mr. Middleton. Second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried. Okay, Ms. Webb.
I apologize, Mr. Chairman. Headed to Claiborne County, so I just wanted to run over here first. Under the, Lynette Smith Southwest Planning, under the ARPA second appropriations for the home improvement project, I have invoices here, for Ms. Judy Green. Her roof is complete. Invoice for, labor, administrator, and final inspection. Also have, final cost certification form. All that needs to be approved so I can get signatures. And I also have a material invoice, for homeowner Philip Davis. Both of these are Supervisor Gray's district. I need approval.
I move that we approve the invoices for the AR home improvement.
Second.
All right, a motion by Mr. Gray, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion?
Mr. President, I haven't been over there, I had look.
It's good, I got the
Good.
pictures. Mhm.
Thank you.
And she called, I called her this morning, and she, said she was pleased. Throughout the bad weather we had yesterday. So, thank you.
All right, any more discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
Thank you, that's all I have.
That's all you need?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, I need a motion to approve the monthly financial reports for Adams County Sheriff's Office, Chancery Clerk, and Purchasing Clerk.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries. Special presentations, if any?
Mr. President, I don't have a special presentation, but I missed some, the March 17th meeting. There was a motion to accept the resignation of Pamela Clark, who resigned. Was it a motion to advertise to rehire that position? Cause I didn't, so they not gonna rehire?
Where'd Brad go? He said he wasn't going to, I think.
Oh, okay.
He said
I was
he was
just-
gonna
I was just
rehire.
asking. Thank you.
All right, yes, sir. All right, county business, Terry Gooden, community concerns. Terry Gooden. Fred Parker, insurance, I think he's not gonna come. Oh. Have you been there the whole time?
Just a few seconds.
Okay. My spidey senses aren't working. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I wanted to go over a couple of things. In a meeting I wasn't here, Mr. Gray said that none of the supervisors asked if the rates went up or down the insurance. And I want to tell you what, the reason they didn't ask it, because that's how I started my presentation off with what was going on with the rates. So I thought it would be prudent as your agent to give a historical perspective on the rates since I've been your agent. As we may or may not know, insurance rates, premium rates have been going up 7 to 10% for years now. They've been outpacing in prescriptions even more, outpacing any other inflationary movements in our country completely. Going back to the policy year 21 to 24th 21 to 331 22, the rate on the reinsurance was $740,995. The following year, 4/1/22 to 3/31/23, it went down 8% to $688,992.48. The following year, it went up 9% to $751,696. The following year, 4/1/24 to 3/31/25, there was a 12% decrease, which those are rare, and to $672,122. This year, the increase was big, it was 22%. Now why? Because all insurance increases are tied to claims. Claims, it's like the old song, you know, in real estate, location, location, location. This is a report that just dropped a couple of days ago. On a rolling 12-month average, which would include the end of February or beginning of February last year to March 31st of this year, Adams County Board of Supervisors fixed costs of reinsurance and the Blue Cross fixed costs paid in was about $785,000. The last 12 months in claims paid out was $2,419,000. That is a 307% loss ratio. That's like saying I go into business and for every dollar I take in, I spend 3. That is the reason for the increase this year. Now, one thing that's improved dramatically, back in 21, the previous periods, the lasers that the board had on it due to some very sick individuals were as high as $600,000. Due to the Samaritan Fund and us taking some employees and them getting coverage under that program, the lasers this year are down to $140,000, which has decreased the county's exposure dramatically to the lasers. So, Mr. Gray, I thought your question was a good one that day, and when I'm not here and then I read about it, it's my job as, because I serve at your pleasure, it's my job to come give you what I think is a valuable historical perspective. And when you look at the cost on the 4/1/21, 3/31/22 reinsurance to what it went to this year, that's about a 10% increase from that contract to this contract. So you see, it's a good indication of what claims do to insurance. And all insurance, whether it's your homeowners, your auto, I don't care what it is, insurance prices are based on claims. And that's the end of the story. I hope that helps.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I appreciate you, Mr. Parker, but I'm gonna ask you the same question that I always ask you, even when you told us it was gonna increase one other time and it was gonna be 7%. I need to put a number to the 22% in dollars and cents. What is it gonna cost us? Because this April, we in May, and then we gonna be doing our budget, and we got to know what is the increase in dollars. Well, I need to know. I don't know what somebody else.
Yeah, right.
I need to know.
That number is 818,000, and I don't know the next three numbers.
Yeah.
But I can,
Supervisor Gray, I had emailed out, I talked to Jules, and per your employee claimant, we are currently predicting or estimating $12,750 per claimant, and that number is, although slightly less, we need to leave it right about the same. I think it was about $12,500. So I wouldn't decrease that amount because there are some other costs that could fluctuate a little bit up on it.
Mr. Attorney, I appreciate you sending the 12,000, whatever you sent. I saw it, but at the end of the day, times how many employees we have.
How many, whatever it is.
On insurance.
Yeah, what are they called,
How many
claimants,
employees?
right? Times
apart
202.
from 202, I
Yeah,
believe.
202.
Time who?
202.
So that's the number I was asking for.
Yes, sir.
That's the 818
About 2.5 million.
No.
That's gonna be 2 point some million.
What is it?
About 2.5 million. And that's roughly what it's saying. Your claims end up being more, but you get reimbursement per your claims. And a big portion when you're self-insured is just an estimate. It could be less if we have a good, healthy year, and could be more if you have an unfortunate sick year.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, and.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And one other thing, I do have a couple of self-insured benefit exceptions that I'd like for the board to look at, and of course, that has to be done in executive session. So I will be here.
Okay, we'll get to that as quick as we can.
And if there are any other questions, that's why I wanted to come today, to make sure we were all on the same plane and the same page.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I think that, she didn't get on the book, but, John, are you here about the youth rodeo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, they didn't put, they didn't tell us she need to get on the,
Who is it? Who are you?
come to
You
the
can
podium.
come to the podium.
That's why I want to make you recognize.
I'm sorry. My name is Joan Ratliff. I am the secretary for the Adams County Youth Rodeo, and I was told today, or the other day, to come and tell you our organization and ask for the donation of rental of the rodeo pin. What we provide for the community is to have a rodeo for the youth around the Miss Lou area. And what we try to do is try to build character for the young cowboys and cowgirls. We also try to build friendships from across the rivers on Vidalia, Winsboro, Jonesville, as far as to St. Francisville. We have plenty of cowboys and cowgirls that have started off when they were young and have had tremendous luck in town. Jeremy Johnson started off when he was little, he won a truck. James Berry is on the pro rodeo circuit. Cyrus Marsaw, that I can think of. Lionel Brown Jr. is also doing rodeo. And that's just the boys. The girls, there's plenty of young girls that's up and coming. We have barrel racers who also do breakaway. So what we're asking is if you can donate the rodeo pin while we're having just the youth rodeo. We won't charge for the vehicles or people coming in for the youth rodeo. But if we don't get it, we do have to charge to offset our expenses at the end of the year.
Mr. Gaines?
Well, just a little clarification, on last year, I came before this board and we did donate the arena we did it on last year. And I think what happened, it was a misconception because the equipment rental is for the eyes and the stuff like that. There was a charge on that. And so I think it was mixed up. So we couldn't donate the eyes, but we donated the arena. And so at this point, I told them that we was gonna make sure that we did do it on last year, but they could come before the board, and then they can ask for it. And then it makes sure the only thing that it is, I know we went over in the public, because if we donate the arena to you, according to the lawyer, you cannot charge on for entry. It's gotta be free entry. If we donate it, it's for the public. You cannot charge on the gate, and I think that's what the mix-up was last year and how it started rendering. But I would say that the youth rodeo has done wonders for our kids around here. If you go anywhere on the circuit, I guarantee they've been in Greenville. Last week they went to Tupelo. Everywhere you go, if you look on those rodeo pages, somebody from Natchez and those youths are winning. And if you go out there to the arena, if it's dry out there, I asked Mr. Dollar, even though I ain't going, will you please keep it chill for 2 days a week? Because it's somebody out there every day, and the youth are actually using it. So I think it'll be a great thing that if we do it again, but the clarification of it is that once you donate it, it's open to the public when the county donated to the public. So you cannot charge for people to come in and watch. That's
Mr. President?
Yes.
So my question is, we're gonna donate the rodeo, and so how would you make a profit? Are you trying to make a profit?
No, we're not trying to make profit.
Okay,
Everything.
that's good. Thank you. I ain't got no problem.
Okay.
No concession stand?
and so.
Would you make a profit off concession stand? Will you be using?
All that goes back into the prizes and for the end of the year.
Okay.
When's the rodeo?
Our first one is May 29th.
Okay, so we got till April, mid-April to do that.
Yeah, and if
It sounds like someone said, I just don't remember.
but if it's
It sounds like you talked.
if it's you look back in the minutes on last year, we did donate it.
I don't have anything.
You didn't have it, but we did. I remember we voted on it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't have anything.
It should have been.
Mr. President, let me ask you one final question to this board. So, I guess there's no problem with the donation. Who's gonna be responsible for cleaning up and all that? Are they gonna do that, who?
Yes, we clean before. If it's not clean, then, which it normally is given to us clean, and we immediately clean right after each road.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna hold off on doing a motion till,
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it, I'm sure.
okay.
Warm members.
What I'll do, like to do, I'll make a motion pending legal review. So in the form of a motion, I'll make a motion that we donate the arena to the Youth Rodeo Association for the Youth Rodeo pending legal review.
Okay, motion by Mr. Gaines, second by Mr. Middleton.
Could I
Any
amend
discussion?
that, Mr. President, could I amend that to make sure there's no charge in that minutes?
Well, yes, amended, making sure that there's no charge, of entry.
Thank you.
Okay. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
Did you say no charge for entry?
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. City government business, if any. Scott, we got any city government business? All right. Departmental reports. Please don't be shy.
I'm Kim with Tax Assessor's Office. I have two things for you today. The first is the office of Mr. Brian Calloway. He's passed and his wife came to us asking if we could do away with his business personal property for the 2024 tax year. Comes to $86.13 because he did close his office, but it was not removed from the tax roll.
You said $86?
$86.13, yes ma'am.
So moved.
I got a motion.
Second,
Second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion?
Mr. Slover.
Yeah, this is property that should
I'm
have
just
been.
asking you, is this in line with being legal with what the motion in the second was?
As long as the tax assessors sign the
Thank
petition,
you.
this is property that's not,
Thank
should not have been assessed.
All in favor?
I
Any
also-
nays? Motion carries.
I also have another list that, during the 2024 homestead year, we had a couple of errors where some old homesteads were not charged, were deleted before the new homesteads were signed. And I'm asking if we could do away with this list because these people should not receive chargebacks due to an error in our office. And we have five of those.
What is the list?
You got, have you got a list for us, or
Yes,
can
yes,
you,
yes.
call them out? Or
I
how do you
have-
wanna do it, Scott?
I have five people. I do not have totals on any of these people because the other varies on the amount of the home appraisal. I have Miss Patricia Barlow, Mr. James Johnson, Mr. Samuel Mohan, Mr. Sherman Howard, and Miss Demetrius Winding.
How are these, how are they?
So what happened is they came in to sign, they moved. Some of them spouse moved, divorced, spouse moved, but the old homestead was not removed before the new homesteads were signed. So they wound up with double homesteads in the county. And when you have that, the taxpayer gets an assessment and gets a chargeback on that. Well, this is an error on the tax assessor's office because when they signed the new homesteads, the old homesteads were not removed and they were not moved.
So you're gonna, the one, they got homestead on one of the two properties
They
that,
had homesteads on both because they weren't removed for the 2024 tax year. They had a homestead allowance on both properties.
yes.
These are the old properties that should have been removed, but weren't.
Two homesteads.
Right. And these were the ones that should have been. Like in the case of Mr. Mohan, his ex-wife came in and signed a new homestead, and they divorced. And they did not delete the joint homestead, they only signed her new one.
But both should have came in to apply, right? When you're divorced. You both reapply, the one that kept the house.
He should have come in, but his homestead should have been deleted when she came in, and it was not done.
Was,
So it's making it look like one person got two homesteads.
Right,
and so they reject one of them.
right.
But,
We had the same.
but did the other one come in and apply too?
Well, Miss Barlow, in the case of Miss Barlow sold her house in Brookfield and moved to a new home. She came in and reapplied. They did not delete the homestead on Brookfield. That was also the case with Mr. James Johnson on Turtle Lane and Mr. Sherman Howard.
So on Brumfield, did that get homestead or not?
Brookfield was homestead, that was the old house that should have been removed.
Did somebody get a homestead credit they shouldn't have?
Yes. She got two homesteads, one on Brookfield, one on the new home.
Right, but she didn't, and she sold that home.
She has not sold it yet.
Just, if we could, just email me these and we'll take a look at each
I
one.
got that list.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll bring it back next meeting. Because each
Okay.
one, it just depends, and if one of them escaped taxation, like if you sold a home and that one didn't get removed, that one got homestead they shouldn't, and this one should have got a new homestead.
In the case of some
And
of
if
these,
it's, both spouses have gotta reapply for homestead, one of them didn't, so they gotta,
but they should have pulled the old homestead so that the spouse that was divorced.
did they both come in and apply?
No,
Then one of them got homestead they shouldn't, right?
right, but, yes, but
All right.
the assessor's office should have pulled the old home, the joint homestead and did not.
We'll let the attorney and you work that out, and then
Okay.
we'll make the motion
Okay.
following that. Anything else? You have something for me to sign on that
Yes,
first?
that's for Brian
Did
Capital,
the
yes.
incorrect socials.
Huh?
Yeah, I did the incorrect social.
Oh, I do not have that list with me. You have that list?
It's long.
Yes.
Whoever's gonna be next, for departmental reports, please. All right,
Come on, boy. I have one thing.
hold on one second. You do have the list?
Paige had it, so yes.
Oh, okay. Give us a minute, let her
Give us-
finish.
I'm sorry.
I thought she was through.
Okay, so the Department of Revenue has a new program that ran social security numbers for every homestead in the state. I have a list of people who, when we went to the computer system, these social security numbers were entered into our computer system incorrectly. So when the Department of Revenue ran these social security numbers, it came back and flagged every one of them, and they had to come in and correct these socials. These are the ones that did come in and sign their new homesteads, and it's been corrected. But I have to have this exemption approved by the board. They've all been corrected, but it was just an error when they were entered from the old handwritten cards to the new computer system.
Okay, so we need a motion to accept the amendments. Brandy, okay. Need a motion to accept the
So moved.
amendment. Moved by Mr. Gray, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion?
The question is, you say some came in and some didn't.
I have about 20 that did, even though they got their letters, and I have that list on my office, on my desk to call those people who did not come in. As they come in, they will be coming with individual board orders to have those corrected.
The question I'm asking, the motion that I made, is it covering everybody or is it covering the ones that came in?
The ones that came in.
So it's not covering everybody.
Okay,
That's
need
why
a
I'm gonna
motion.
clear the motion though.
Yes,
Ones that came in.
Just that list.
okay.
Just this list.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry, come on.
Come on, board.
Morning.
With the Adams County Inspection Office, we have a program coming up, my annual, Adams County Master Gardeners, plant sale this Saturday, April 12th from 8 to 12 at Colleen Natchez campus. So we'll still be selling their, hanging basket and other native plants. So this, if you come to the event, it's gonna be from 8 o'clock to 12 this Saturday at Colleen Natchez campus. No, probably coming early, because last year, we had people coming around 6:30 in the morning for some reason, and it started at 8 o'clock, but, it's kinda like they fundraising for the year, so, you want, out that, morning, please come by, I'll get some flyers about the report if they wanna give one.
Okay,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
All right.
Who's next? Departmental report.
Good morning.
Norm, Ms.
And anything else with E911 dispatch? Okay, we had the number of calls for the month of, March. Columbia Natchez PD had 949, Natchez Fire Department had 42, Adams County SO had 597. Also, I wanna bring up about, furniture. I did talk to Lynette, and she said they's almost at the end of the review for the furniture to get the grant, and also the equipment. I talked to Jackson Kong and the people with the furniture. The quote that we have is about to expire. due to the tariffs, they said the price is possibly gonna go up. I wanna ask the board if they could just sign off on it, let them know we're gonna get this equipment and this furniture to lock in that price. Cause I did talk to them and ask them, what could we do to lock in this price before we can move forward? And they asked me, just ask the board to sign off on the statement we are gonna get it.
Let me ask the question. We've already approved for that furniture and equipment,
Yeah,
right?
I always approved the money there, it's just that,
Maybe just go ahead and sign a PO for it. Is what you needing to just lock in
yeah,
that
but not
price?
not for the furniture now, we're waiting on the grant till we pay our part. She said it's at almost at the
But
end
for
of the
the
review.
equipment is what you're asking
Yeah,
for?
the equipment, yes.
So we'll make sure that there's a budget that on the line item for the objectives that they're trying to do, if that's okay with the board.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, I wanna ask to permission if you can move some money over so we go ahead and get our chairs too as well.
I'll try to handle everything that we have in that list of
Yeah.
stuff that you wanted to do and
Yeah,
get that to the board.
we're trying to lock these prices in before they go up. That's all I have.
Thank you, Ms. Bell.
Thank you.
Good morning, Joe Belling with Intervention Court, Ms. Woods with Mental Health Court. This morning we bring the letter sent over by Judge Drake in reference to Justice Prater being moved from the drug court over to the mental health treatment court for budgetary reasons. And her salary will be reimbursed by AOC, which is estimated.
Okay, I have that. Okay. Looks like you gave one for each one of us to look at. Is that what?
I believe,
There's five, looks like there's five of them here.
it was sent over by the court administrator.
The same thing?
Yeah, you wanna look at it?
Scott, you looked at it? Have you reviewed this?
You sent that?
Here, Judge.
And she want us to do what now?
Just approve the change.
It's gonna save us money and she gonna get paid from somewhere else?
Well, she's being changed from the drug intervention court to the mental health treatment court. And her salary is reimbursed by AOC.
All right, I make a motion that she be changed from
The drug intervention court
drug intervention court
to
to
mental health treatment.
mental health treatment.
Okay, motion by Mr. Gray for the swap of court systems.
Did we do a pay in lieu?
I just asked her. Some of them need them, some of them don't. It depends. I guess I can do it and I can figure it out down there, because it'll be made out of a different line
All
item.
right,
Okay. We all,
Do a pay.
if it's okay with the board if we need a pay in lieu claim, because some of these AOC employees don't, but if we need a pay in lieu claim, we'll get that done and sent over.
I second that motion.
All right, motion by Ms. Gray, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried. Did you have anything that needed to be signed?
I don't know if y'all need to sign that paperwork.
There wasn't in place on there, I saw it signed.
There maybe needs something, but we don't know if that's the employee coming under our payroll or not. If it's under our payroll, then y'all give them a send over.
We'll send the pay today. I'll be
Okay.
local giving.
All right, anything else?
The next thing I want to talk about is the 134 budget, which is the Mississippi Public Health Institute budget. Back in November, this was presented to the board and signed off on. And the grant period was 9/1/24 to 8/31/25. The amount of money allocated was $66,634.66. And in November, when I obtained a copy of the general ledger budget expenditures, that's what the account showed. In December, I pulled the same exact budget, and it went from 66,634.66 to 55,000. And there was no expense of $11,600. The overall budget dropped $11,600. And I'm asking that it be put back to the 66,634, which is what the grant was approved for and signed off on.
Okay, somebody's got to track that down, I guess.
It's been tracked down. I sent the form request over to the board, and it's just adjusting and still all paid and recoverable by the AOC.
Okay.
And we need a motion to approve the budget amendment.
Need a motion to approve the budget amendment.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gray, second by Wes Middleton. Any discussion?
I said second, but you second it too? Okay, good.
It's an umpire's call here, okay? All right, any discussion? Any discussion? All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Good morning. The price purchase card for Adams County. I would like to spread a security card and travel card across the vendors for approval for March.
You heard the request?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gray, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries. Okay, thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Frankie Burton. I'm the comptroller for Adams County. As you all know, in January, our accounts receivable clerk resigned, and we have been assuming the duties, but now I want to come to the board to ask permission to advertise for that position.
I thought we weren't gonna fill that position.
I was looking into, we spread the responsibilities throughout the department, and I came to the board last board meeting to ask for an increase for the department, but it was not approved.
That's gonna shake out in the next budget. It just takes a little time, because we can't, Mr. Gray will tell you all the time, we can't give raises in the middle of the year, of a budget year. But we can do something if your department dropped by $70,000 or $80,000 because when other employees took up the slack of one that left, then it's possible for us to do something. But it's not immediate.
Let me say this. I didn't even suggest this, and I don't know who did. But I think this, if I'm not mistaken, I think this board agreed with the suggestion that the young lady that came from over there, they put her in justice court, and they say if it didn't work in justice court, they was gonna move her over there. Did I dream that? But they was gonna move her over there to their position, but it haven't happened, and I don't think it's gonna happen. And so I guess we just need to have a wait and see. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about that discussion. I wasn't aware of it.
Well,
Wasn't that, didn't we have that discussion?
but
Yes.
can I say this too? We also had a discussion and we said this, that there was too many people already in bookkeeping. The lady moved from bookkeeping to justice court. We put her back in bookkeeping to help you all out. You had too many people in there already. So we said if anybody retire, in order to help this budget out for the upcoming budget, if anybody retire or resign, that we would not replace them. And that's what we did.
I understand, but like I said, I had no knowledge of any conversations, nothing was relayed to me, so that's why I came to the board. If that would have been relayed to me, I would have took heed to that and
Okay, and when you did come to the board, when that person resigned, you said you did not need anybody else.
No, I said that I would revisit it at a later time.
That's okay, that's fine.
is it called an undue burden to everybody, or is it just that, everybody assumed that they would get an immediate raise?
No, they didn't assume. That was something that I talked to the county administrator and the board attorney about. So it was prior discussions, multiple discussions about it. So it wasn't just me coming in blind and nobody knowing or nobody, in on that conversation. There were multiple conversations had with the county attorney and the county administrator at the time.
But they are able to handle the duties?
We've been performing the duties prior.
Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Let me say this. I understand where she's coming from, but we gotta do a better job in communication because, like she said, if she would've known all this, then she wouldn't have came and asked for all this. So when we communicate something over there, it need to be communicated to the department heads where they can understand what the deal is, because it put them in a bad situation coming before us asking for something, and we think they already know what's going on and they don't know, so it puts them in a bad situation.
I think the last couple of months, the administrative job has kind of been kind of rocky because there were a lot of things going on. I don't think a lot's been getting transferred back and forth. I think the communication, there's been a bad communication breakdown. So when we fill that position, hopefully we'll get somebody who's a better communicator and works with everybody like they're supposed to. So did you have anything else?
No, that was it.
Okay.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna assume it was, I'm just gonna say this, whoever sits in that seat in the business that take place need to be in an open board meeting and not behind closed doors with other people, and this board don't know what's going on. That's the problem. Because when individuals go talk to the county administrator and the attorney, and it's not in a board meeting, I don't know what's going on. I can't speak for nobody else. I don't know what's going on with that. So it's just, I'm gonna give a perfect example. I've been asking for a copy of the contract with the prisoners across the river. Seems like to me can't nobody find no contract, but then I got sent something where nobody signed nothing. I don't even know how the agreement was made across the river, because it didn't happen in a board meeting. The deals that we make need to happen in the board meeting. It don't need to happen behind closed doors. It don't need to happen over the phone. It's gonna put people in bad situations. So in the near future, I would ask everybody to bring stuff before this board, especially contracts. Now, we dealing with something, unless Sheriff, you got a copy of the contract. Have you ever signed the contract?
No.
That's a problem, y'all. It's just me saying that.
Yeah.
I would like to say something else about what Ricky said. I know in previous board meetings, there has been statements made as far as making sure we communicate with the county administrator and the board attorney when it comes to anything dealing with increases or raises. So that's why the avenue was taken,
Well,
We're not saying it's your fault. Maybe
Right.
she didn't bring it forward to
Right.
the board. That's what it is. Not saying it's your fault.
yeah, you did the right thing. The county administrator is supposed to handle day-to-day operations of the county.
Right.
Because we can't do that. So, and we're not supposed to tell the employees what to do anyway. That's the county administrator's job and the department heads. But, okay, did you have anything else?
That's it.
Okay, John, thank you. Okay.
Supervisor Gray, I sent you the minute entry of the prison contract or the jail detainee contract. I sent you the minute entry where
Mr. Minor?
the jail contract, but
Morning,
it's not signed.
Morning.
I sent you where the terms and conditions are on it.
Go ahead.
Sam Minor,
Veteran Service Officer for the county. Have a couple things. First, I want to thank, let you know how the event went over for the recognition for the Vietnam veterans at City Hall. It went over real good. Some veterans came out and the mayor presented medals. The second thing I have is requesting to take leave from the 16th through the 18th of this month. My mom's having a knee replacement in Hattiesburg, so going down there to take care of her.
Okay. Does he need approved? Do you have a form for that? Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
So who do I give that to? Do I give it to?
Yeah, you can bring it up here.
Okay. And that's all I have.
Motion moved by Ms. Hutchins, seconded by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. I just need the paperwork.
All right, and that's all I have. Pending any questions.
All right.
All right, thank you.
I missed your veterans deal. I was gone, but my dad served 2 tours in Vietnam. So, which one is that? Yes, sir.
Good morning, Board. Brad Bradford, Adams County Youth Director and the Volunteer Fire Coordinator. We just got a couple things this morning. Everyone knows we're going to our spring severe weather, so we want everyone to be aware. Continue to sign up for hyper reach. Make sure everything get out to the cities. As we all know, we look at across the state of Mississippi, we've been getting a lot of severe weathers in other counties with destruction and things of that nature. So we want everybody to understand now, for the elected officials, the FEMA process, getting declarations, is getting a little far-fetched now. What I mean by that is, we're not, the days of getting a declaration declared early, those days are over with due to the reconstruction of the government. So we just got to be prepared. Like I said, the road department got to be prepared to be able to respond to these elements when we get disasters and things of that nature. We want our constituents, the election constituents, know that they get damage to their house. There's a process they got to go through there. We got a lot of people calling me, and they call them right back here. So we try to explain to them there's a process that got to start locally. And I just need y'all to echo to your constituents that without a declaration, there is no help. For the federal side. So a lot of people thinking that something happened to their house is automatic federal declaration. That's not the case on that. So we've been getting a lot of calls from MEMA on certain residents that's been calling, continue calling, saying we're not opening the safe room and things of that nature. So with that being said, we're no longer waiting to get on the tornado watch to open the safe room. As soon as individuals think that they want to go to the safe room, we have to open it. So those are some of the ways we're alleviating the complaints that are being made to the state on that. So,
Go ahead.
Say that again, as soon as they do.
Yeah, no, normally triggers to open the safe room is a tornado watch, but a lot of people with thunderstorms and trees by their houses, they don't feel safe, so we're having to open the safe room up earlier to allow people to get out. It may not be for a tornado watch, maybe it's a good thunderstorm watch or something, but a lot of people don't feel safe in their mobile homes and things like so. We have to open the safe room up for them earlier than we normally used to. So, because they was calling, when we told them we do it only for tornado watches, they was calling the state saying we're not opening the building for them. So we have to adjust our schedule for it because it's a federal funded building. So, I'm just making y'all look at it. When we open the safe room, we have to open it earlier to allow people to come in. So we no longer using the tornado watch as a trigger to open the safe room. So, but if an individual calls and they don't feel safe in their house, we have to go out and open the safe room up for them.
That's the part I was asking about when you say if anybody calls and they don't feel safe. What if we don't even have nothing going on, if they don't feel safe, then we got to open up that safe room just because they call.
Right, because You know, if they got trees right now, if the wind blows, they say we're afraid of our tree. So we go over the safe room. I'm just saying, it's not a problem to us going out, just letting the board know that's what we're going to now. Because we changed our policy on that. So.
Is it because of the actions that going on with the federal government?
No, it's because, you know, you gotta look at it, we lost a life when a tree fell on a young lady. So a lot of people are, you know, you talking trees, a lot of people's houses, you know, they're becoming more aware of it. You know, they don't have the monies to remove the big trees and stuff like that, so during any windstorms, you can look at now, trees just fall when the wind blows. So they just being cautious, and like I say, we have to make some adjustments in our office to accommodate them. Because I don't want to say we know the safe room if something happens to a person, and then they call my office and ask that. So it's not a big thing to us to open the safe room. I just let y'all know that we're doing that ahead of time.
So when you say policy change, what we got to change? The
Well,
language?
the safe room normally open during tornado watch. If we're not issuing a tornado watch, the safe room do not open. So I'm have to go back and change that now. You know, because we've never opened up for severe thunderstorms. Now people are being scared the trees don't fall, so we have to go back and change that. Then we open up, you know, the individual call, we got the projection of inclement weather coming into account, so we have to open it up in the area. So that's only policy change I just bring to the board. That's the internal that we do. It's like I say, it's not gonna change, you know, our day-to-day scope of operations on that, so. Next, I want one of my contractors, expired contract for being a head, I think the president has it. Want to go ahead and try to extend her for another year as a contractor with the rate of $1,500 per month.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried. I just gotta find the paperwork, I know I saw it.
While you looking for the paperwork, Mr. Jackson, is it clear that you're not gonna replace the young lady that resigned?
No.
You're not gonna replace her?
No, we're not gonna replace it. Our volunteers gonna stick up. We just trying to get through this budget.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Baker, help me out.
I love working for free. Uniform, please.
Also, while the president looking for that contract, we got travel request from Ms. Bree Cooks. She's in the National Emergency Management Advanced Academy. She'll be attending that, the third session, June the 8th to the 13th in Pearl, Mississippi.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Next, request travel for my volunteer firefighters chief to attend the Mississippi Firefighter Conference in Vicksburg, Mississippi. That's gonna be May the 29th to June the 1st. And the firefighters, volunteer firefighter Christopher Emfinger, Ms. Billy Humphries, Ms. Sierra Burton, Mr. Johnny Mayberry.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Gaines, seconded by Mr. Gray. Any discussion?
Well, I'm gonna ask after that. Go ahead, Mr. President.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Brad, you said Finger, Humphreys, Mayberry, and
Burton, Sierra Burton.
Mr. President, actually, how many volunteers do we have?
Right now, on paper, we probably got maybe like 25.
Did they get that fire truck fixed out there at Montrose that was leaking?
Now, I did talk to Alex, so that he's supposed to put some kind of JD well on it, we to see how it holds up on that. So I hadn't heard back from him on it, we've been running calls with it. So.
Okay.
Let me ask my question in a different way. So how many do we have that's active?
Well, you talking volunteers, they show up different times. You know, you say 25 out of those 25, depends on where they may respond. I got some on the road department, they respond when they can. So by us, you know, being in the secondary now, the only thing we have to do is just shovel water. We do help out the, not just fire department time to time, but our primary focus is shoveling water. So as long as we get water to those guys, you know, and they're just one person per truck. You know, we do have the manpower, I do send out, they can go, they can go. So it, like I said, out of those 25, we do have some that's active and that's that's gonna go to some of the calls that we do. So right now, we're in the process of, trying to do some more recruitment to get people to be able to drive trucks. Because a lot of times people thinking that you're supposed to just fight fires, but the volunteers is more, you know, things that we need in the volunteer services. You got CDLs that can drive a truck. And we, like I said, we going on a campaign to understand that these people in these communities, to help us lower your fire insurance, we need all this. We need the community on that. And if you got CDLs and you sitting at home retired, and you know, if we get tankers in that area, that can help out on our insurance. So that's what we're trying to get people to understand, that it ain't always putting on a uniform going to fight fire. We just need you to get your water to scene to help the firefighters fight. So that's what we're pushing now, to try to get those drivers in there and get more equipment and to help lower our fire rates in the county.
Did you have something else, did you? Y'all are traveling?
Yeah, I want to request travel for myself to attend the Mississippi Association of Public Firefighter Educators. That's going to be in Biloxi, June the 25th and 26th.
Okay, you and Bree?
No, just me. Bree going to the advanced camp. That's it.
Let's do both of them at the same time.
Y'all did.
Oh, you already did?
Yeah.
I think you were signing something else.
Okay.
Did you find the one for Bree?
Yeah, I did. I got all of them.
We need to make a motion. So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carried.
EMS, I did send Scott that contract for Tetra Tech. Scott, did you get it? They want us
This
to
morning?
Huh?
Was it this morning? that you-
Yeah, I sent it this morning. We just need to go ahead and sign the contract. Everything looks good in it. We just need to put the name on it.
I sent something out last time. I'm not agreeing to nothing till I can read it for myself.
No, what I'm saying is the board already voted to reward them the debris money.
Oh, this is the debris contract?
Yes. Yeah.
What's in the contract?
It just saying that they're gonna, yeah, I just sent it to them. Basically what it's
So have
saying.
you reviewed it? Well,
It's already approved pending my review, wasn't it?
Right, that's what I'm saying. I was just waiting on them to get the contract to bring to get the stuff. So I just gave it to him this morning, so we can wait till the next board meeting.
no, if he,
Have you reviewed it? But he had
Just got it, so no.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got the review.
Yeah, we can wait till the next board meeting to take out. On the volunteer fire side, I want to ask the board, I want to try to get together with the attorney. We need to come up with some ordinance for us fire in counties, because we got people that's burning siding, burning shingles and stuff like that, talking about controlled burning, which is a hazard. So we need to have some teeth in the fight when we go on these calls that the sheriff department can write tickets on without burning ban. Because what it is, people just burning stuff and saying, they burning down property, saying we don't control burn, but they're not looking at the smoke that's getting in other people's houses and things like that. You know, those things can cause cancer, you know, so they just burn stuff and then wait for the fire department to come put it out. And they don't get no kind of, you know, we just slap on the hand because they know what we do. I want to try to get with the sheriff and get with the attorney. We can come up with an ordinance on that the people that's burning and they not go through the proper channels, that we need to be able to find or something like that.
Do you know of any other counties that are doing that, and so we can have something that's kind of Frankenstein?
Yeah, I can research, some other counties have.
I'm sure they do. That's
Yeah.
why I figure if they already got something in place, maybe we can just kind of work off it.
Yeah, I just want to bring to the board, that's something we want to do, because if we don't want to do it, I don't need to be pursuing it. If, you know, y'all think that's the right thing to do. That's why I said we just got people burning, and, you know.
Mr. President, let me ask a question. In the past, when we open it up for people to burn, to my knowledge, they can burn anything they want to, right?
No, it's not, they can't.
So we have something in place right now to tell the residents.
We never had ordinance in the county.
Well, that's what I'm saying, they can burn anything they want to,
Right,
but we don't have nothing in place.
Right, that's what I'm saying, but see, a lot of times people are saying that.
Hold on. What method are we gonna use once we get something to get it out to the people where they don't need to be burning? Because if we get an ordinance saying you can't burn, what you talking about? Something that
You can't burn rubber.
you can't burn rubber, you can't burn shingles.
Yeah.
So how we gonna get that to the people to let them know that they can't do it because they've been doing it for all this forever?
Well, I'm gonna say this about Grant, I don't mean, but.
I'm just asking, how can we get it to them?
Well, we're gonna do the same way we do everything else. People use that saying, well, I didn't get it as an excuse, but just like negative news, person get negative news and bad publicity anywhere in this county. So we put out an ordinance, then that's what it's, we put out in the newspaper, we run on Facebook, we, for y'all put it out, but at one point, to send a message, once the sheriff give that ticket, a lot of times people say, hey, look, we gonna get a ticket for this. It's just like illegal dumping. We've been putting that out, it's the same thing, but we just gotta have some teeth where the sheriff department can use to say, hey, look, we're not tolerating this. Because like I say, when the fire department goes out,
I agree with you, but my only concern is getting it out to the citizens, to let them know that they can't do it, because they've been doing it for 55 years.
well, what I'm saying, the same thing we do with anything else. Go ahead.
Mr. President,
Go ahead.
one thing I think they'll kind of solve that problem, because everybody don't get the message. When the sheriff go out the first time, if it's his first time is a warning. That he cannot burn that. And that way, he's made aware if he didn't know. And from then point forward, now he got him on record that he know better, and you write tickets from there.
That's all I was doing. Thank you, Supervisor Dan.
Well, I would just agree with that, not because.
I understand you might, but
because what I'm saying, you give people warning. They say, I'm gonna go ahead and burn these sheetrock, because I know the sheriff probably will give me just a verbal warning. But what I'm saying is, it's just like if laws change in the state. It's up to the individual to understand laws and change. So that's what I'm saying. We need to stop this, allowing people to do that, because what will happen is people just gonna do it and say, well, I'm just gonna get it.
So do we have to vote on this?
No.
When they come, so we just saying this, so that don't need taking up a bunch of time. We can just kind of move, but either way it goes, we'll come to an agreement on it. It's one thing for sure. We run the county, Brad run EMA, the sheriff run his department, and you know, like everything else, we all work together. We gonna get it figured out. So y'all just put it in place, and then I mean,
yeah, well, I got
you're an
attorney.
attorney, get it together, then bring it before us, and we'll figure it out together.
Okay.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Get on catch.
Put it on the trash bill.
No.
Everybody looking at those. I know he didn't say that.
Strike one.
You know what, it's not election year. Somebody says something like that.
Put it on the trash bill, everybody knows.
Anyone put this I have for it.
Thank you. Who's next?
Look at the trash bill.
Like two issues, two items for action. I have two officers that need to go to school in May. Chris Stewart, Desmond Miller.
Did you, turn that in?
The process you looking for.
Yeah, because
What
that's
kind of
a lot of
officers you
stuff
talking
up
about?
Correctional officers.
Oh, they go to school?
Mandatory.
Yes.
And I talked to Chicky, I talked to her this morning, and she said, something. And, she said she was gonna bring it over here, but I already see her.
I think it's in there. I think it's in there. Keep looking.
What are the two names of the officers?
Christian Stewart and Jasmine Miller.
Did you email it to Corvette?
Well, I just talked to them, and, she said she'd be here with a copy of it, so.
This is old stuff here.
You might be like me, you might need to get you some glasses.
And I got a 3.5 contact in my eye, so I can see it.
I need to give you
I'm
some.
fly.
I can't see it.
Half a mile away right now. There's a lot of stuff that's filed.
And that copy is what I said.
Yeah, I just found that. What we do have is, you were hiring somebody?
Yeah, part-time.
That's the only thing I found on yours so far.
I thought, well, maybe I
Do I need to
thought I
run
saw
it
this
down
on
for me to
here.
see y'all?
She's gonna check on it.
I thought I saw.
Latina
on
Walker.
the docket.
Yeah.
New hire, juvenile detention, $12 an hour, part-time, $12,480 annually. I need a motion for Latina Walker.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Middleton. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
So then the other issue, what should I do with that?
She's going to check on it. Do you have anything else?
No, that's just those two items.
Can we make a motion pending, the paperwork?
So moved. I thought I saw it somewhere.
I thought I saw it too, but I hadn't found it. Moved by Mr. Gray.
Pending the paperwork in
Pending the paperwork. Second by Ms. Hutchins. All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
I sent it to Ms. Jefferson first, then I called Chucky, and she said she would have it this morning.
For the training, you also sent us.
I don't know where. Maybe I dreamed it.
Like everything I got left in here is for Robin. Okay, when we find it, when the motion's been approved, pending, us finding the paperwork. Thank you. Who's next?
Morning, boy. Got several things today. We did get with the, company to put up the, illegal dump site camera. It'll be up for a 30-day trial period. The end of the trial will be, April the 30th, 2025. I don't see no way of us catching anybody with those cameras. Just gonna be straightforward, forward. The way they put them up, they put them down on the site with big solar panels and things right there on the site, and inside the road bad, it's nothing needed, nothing about it. So I talked to them about it, and they said they were just trying to deter the people from dumping. Well, what that happens is they go around the curve or the next road, or the next road and do it. So, we'll look at it at the end of time, but I think what we need to do is take some of our code enforcement money, and buy out of our grant money and buy our own cameras to put our own phones, and then we can buy 5 or 6 of them and put them out. But we'll look at it at the end of it, but I do want to let y'all know that it is up, so.
Thanks, Robert.
Okay. Spoiled dirt request, President Wilson, you should
Yeah.
have these, there's 3 of them, do all 3 of them at the same time.
That's fine.
Carol Cater at 1136 Liberty Road. Tasha Crawford, 7 Grafton Circle. Yolanda Thompson, 13 Grafton Circle.
All right, need a motion? Moved by Mr. Middleton.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carried.
Okay. Burt Road, we've got the temporary bridge in place. It is open. They are crossing. Went with this morning, had a little settlement on one fill up, but, we're gonna take care of that again. But like I said, it is up. I do have an invoice. Don't know where or how the invoice, will be paid, out of what account or whatever. I don't know if it's gonna come out of some kind of bridge account, if we got one set up for the new bridge or what, but I do have an invoice with Dozier for the amount of $15,000 that was to install, and it'll be an amount of 15 to move it once we get, through it. He's not charging us no rent on the bridge.
Is the invoices due and payable?
Say it again,
The
Scott.
invoices due and payable, like the work's been done?
Yes, work's been done, I have it right here.
Typically, on things like this, Robbie will say it's approved, and then it'll be docket for next claim. We can have a budget amendment in time for the docket, if that's what the board would like.
Okay. We need to go ahead and make a motion to approve it.
You can approve this, and then it still has to be docketed, and so before we approve the docket, what we would do is approve a budget amendment, so we're not paying out of line.
At the next meeting, you mean?
Yeah, if that's okay with the board, that's how you want to handle it.
I didn't hear that. All right, So you're saying we need a motion or not, or we're gonna hold on?
For the invoice.
Need a motion to approve the invoice for the temporary bridge.
So
Moved by Ms. Hutchins.
Yes, I second.
I guess I'll second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Yes, sir.
So, where's the money gonna come from?
We have to pay it no matter what, owing what we asked the board. What I told the board is before we approve the docket next meeting, we would have a budget amendment of where it's gonna go from.
Next thing I have, last board meeting, we discussed Robbins Lake, Mr. Middleton, coming back in, he had brought up Robbins Lake about the pipe or whatever. I said I'd get with, Midway Construction, who installed the pipe that's there, to get a estimate back from him. I received one, Mr. Slover has it, it's gone up about $30,000. From our original estimate, the 210 was 180, I think, when it was installed. And it's been 3 years with concrete pipe, everything's gone up. So, Attorney Slover does have that, there with him.
Now, refresh my memory on this. Who's paying for it?
Well, this is a pipe that we installed, the JKS gave us the specs of what pipe we needed to put in place. We did, went off their specs, put it in place. The state came down and said that wasn't the pipe that they wanted to be in, that it was another type of pipe. So we've been in this, I guess, battle or whatever we want to say, discussion for almost 3 years now.
Yeah, my advice was to go ahead and make the improvements in your seeking recovery from JKS. The longer you wait, you're not mitigating your damages, so you can be responsible for the difference if you don't.
Okay.
And we've been in discussions with their insurance and sent demands and all that. We've sent over the paperwork and all that. As soon as that work gets started, we'll.
So we need to go ahead and approve the,
I would, that's my advice, because if the thing fails, you still, even with a breach of contract, you gotta mitigate your expenses, so I would be mitigating your expenses.
okay. Y'all heard the request?
What was the total, Robbie?
It's 210. Scott has it.
$210,000.
$210,000?
On Robbins Lake
It was
Road.
170.
170, 180 to install.
What, 3 years ago?
3 years, that's what I say, it's gone up.
3 culverts. Is it 3 culverts?
Just 3 culverts.
3 culverts.
3 culverts.
We're gonna have to pay for it and then, try to recoup it from JKS's insurance for them. But as Scott explained a minute ago, this has been going on for 3 years, and we've been trying to work with JKS and the insurance company, but if we don't do this, then it fails, then we got another problem.
So, I know it need to be done. My only concern is this.
That's not there.
We writing a lot of big checks out. I just hope we got the money to be able to handle all these big checks. And at what point are we just gonna say, we almost a couple months away from, I know the county administrator used to say this on the floor, is if you don't really need it, don't spend the money. Because all this unexpected costs, I don't know if we got the money. But it gotta be done, so you gonna make sure we got the money, sir?
This is a million?
Huh?
This tree?
No.
This is something
This is
different.
another one, right? This is something different. I'll just,
Scott,
that's my next.
Yeah,
The way it
So,
looks, it's a million.
we've been dealing with this for 3 years, and we haven't got an answer.
They
In
did,
3
they did an
years.
offer, and I'll go back and check, but what I thought we had said was we would do this, well, I don't know, almost a year ago, we'd go ahead and get it where the price is. And Robbie doesn't remember that.
We discussed it a year ago, but the board or nobody ever give permission to move forward. I think, we discussed trying to move forward with it, but the board.
You did the right thing, Mr. Dollar. You did the right thing. Tell somebody to make a motion and put it on these minutes. You did the right thing.
Yeah, 'cause I never got.
That's what we need to do to move forward, basically. They didn't wanna make, insurance was to make sure you're not just gonna keep the money, basically. They're saying, this is a regulation, it didn't actually have any damage to the road and all that.
So I'm gonna make, that's your area, you make the motion, I'm the second, how about that?
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion by Mr. Middleton, second by Mr. Gray, discussion.
My only question is, when we dealing with an insurance company, and it been over 3 years, and we could have handled this for way less than what it's costing us now, we still gonna cost us something, because they gonna say, well, 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, you could have did it for $150,000, now it's $200,000, they hope we get to $150,000.
They should have acted in better faith,
Who is that?
the insurance company.
I mean, they knew immediately.
Yeah.
They were told as soon as they inspected it, they told them, those are wrong, you can't do that. Tear 'em
They
out.
came down to inspect it. When the state came down to inspect it, when it was complete,
Correct.
they knew that.
Okay,
What did we say?
all in favor?
Do you need to-
Any nays? Motion carried.
Okay, so what was the motion?
To go ahead and fix the culverts.
But,
Look,
what you say the price was?
Mid
$210,000.
Replace the car.
$210,000.
That's what you say it's gonna cost?
culverts.
It's a pipe.
Correct.
Well, it's,
He got the estimate from
They're
our
culverts.
quote in front of him for
you
two.
So
can
who's doing
slash
the
culvert
work?
slash pipe.
Midwest, same contractor.
It's a replacement pipe on a dam.
Yeah,
Plastic to metal,
Three.
or metal to plastic.
Let me see this.
So we gonna take the cost from jail funds?
I'll have a budget amendment.
Okay.
Pull it from, it might be cash reserves, or it might be velocities, it might be, the place reasons.
So, move forward.
Yeah, you just made a motion and it passed.
Yeah.
100%. I'm moving forward. Okay.
Once the insurance
What's
comes
next?
in or the damage.
All right, next thing I have is a dead tree at 94 with
Oh, you're
East
replacing
Wilderness.
metal pipe.
And I passed the picture around, on I get it approved for the board, and go ahead and get quoted for the way the tree looked. I went on and got quoted before the,
Okay.
time. Thompson Tree Service was at $2,450, and Arbor Bay Outdoors, Craig Cox is $1,200.
Okay. Need a motion to approve the estimate on the tree for Wilderness Road removal, $1,200.
1,200?
Yeah.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Gaines, second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carried.
Next thing I have is a request for payment from illegal dump site grant for $1,008.96. President Wilson, you should have that before you.
What was it, 1,008.96?
Correct.
Yes, all right. How many of those do you have? Just that one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gray,
Second.
second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion?
That we paid 1,000 and, how much?
$8.96.
$896.
That's the total refund request.
That's what we get
From their
reimbursed,
department.
$1,008.96 reimbursement. All right, next thing I have, we have some equipment coming up in July on buyback. We have a excavator, a wheel loader, and a backhoe. I'll ask the board, can I start working on specs for those three pieces of equipment that are on buyback program for July 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Mr. Hutchins, all in favor? I'm sorry, discussion.
So is this gonna hit us on the next budget?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it will. And I'm still working on, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
And it takes a while, I'm still working on that, then put the specs on those, I come forward, give me permission, and, we almost finish up on those, so, to do that. Then I have a employee, Mr. Wilson, his 6 months probation period's up, Lloyd Hamilton. His rate of pay goes to $15.50 an hour, $32,240 a year.
Okay, that is one thing I have not come across. Do you have a copy with you?
What was this pay before?
$14.50.
Hold on.
More but not.
Yes, sir. I always do that, Mr. Gray.
Yeah, I got it.
I've got a copy, but it should have went to.
Okay, I can use the copy.
But it should have went to.
I thought it was here too, but
She sent it downtown, but,
it could be stuck to some of this other stuff's filed up here. Too many paper clips is wrong. All right, Lloyd Howington, our hourly rate's going to $15.50, $32,240 annually.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins. You got that?
Gotcha.
Any discussion? All in favor? No. Any nays? Motion carried.
next thing I have, Jerichus Johnson, turned his resignation letter in. They have it at HR. His last day was March 27th, 2025. And I'd like to ask the board to advertise his position.
All right. You got that, Brent?
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Moved by Mr. Middleton, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion?
What is this position?
Truck driver, CDL truck driver.
All in favor? No. Any nays? Motion carried.
I have a budget amendment for $3,300 from $150,309.12 to $150,306.91.
Okay, need a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Hutchins,
Second.
second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried.
Next thing I have, in the morning at 9 o'clock, Mr. Beach, Midway Construction's gonna demo a piece of equipment out at, old Highway 33 on, some dead pines for us, getting them down safe, stuff like that. Just wanna know if I come at 9 o'clock in the morning just to look at the piece of equipment. But it's on,
What is it gonna do?
the dead pines all alongside the road now,
Uh,
there. He's got some kind of piece of equipment he's come up with. The state's gonna show up, Wilkerson County, Franklin County, will come up and look at it. But it's on Old Highway 33, it's gonna be right there on the state. It's gonna take and make them, and they're gonna fall straight down and.
You gonna video that for us?
What time?
What time? What time?
9 o'clock.
Nine, right.
Why do you get him to demonstrate on them trees that?
That's where his outfit is, up that way, so.
Yeah, it's right
That we just
there.
had.
Well, it's at 9 o'clock in the morning, it's just Highway 33
Yeah.
right there, so. They have to send an invitation.
Yeah.
Look at that and just let the board know what to do. All right. That's all I have.
Actually, Robbie, you got, something going on with the voter rise?
Yes,
That just
all
needs
that's been
signed.
approved.
It's been approved?
Signed.
Okay.
Just need sign.
That's all right.
All right.
Well, Mr. President, good, Stan.
Mr. President, Robbie and I on Friday or Saturday, or Friday or Thursday,
Thursday.
Morgantown Road, we're trying to get some right-of-way expansion. One of the owners was okay with donating it, he just wanted to ensure that the billboard wasn't gonna be affected by the improvements. The billboard is outside of the boundaries of the right-of-way, and so should not have an impact on it.
Correct.
And I just wanted to make sure the board's okay with that. If something was to happen to that billboard, that we put it back up and so forth.
Is that the web guy?
No, sir, this would be Felter.
Well, we did talk to the web guy.
Yes, we talked about Webb as well.
I got a call on it, you're working on that too.
Yes, sir, I'm talking to several different ones.
Okay.
So if that's okay with the board, we can.
We need to make a motion for that.
And George, I didn't get a chance to ask you about it. I'm assuming that's okay if it's outside of the, to approve the donation, approve that bill. If that billboard is damaged, that will make it as like or better. basically.
Mr. President, well, Robert, I was gonna bring it up in my report, but it ain't a whole lot we can do. That's nothing you, we have which everybody know, everybody in here, we in the county, we got trees falling everywhere. So, you know, I got a call yesterday, another call on Morgantown, the tree that fell in the lines and hit the carport of the store.
It looked carport, it's about the same location.
And it's almost like side by side. And they was talking about getting the trees down and stuff like that. And so I do want to make it aware that, told them I'll bring it here, but I don't know. It's so many trees, man. We got trees, dead trees, and big trees everywhere. We got trees, I know all across District 5, especially oak trees. For some reason, oak trees, I mean, 50, 60 foot tall. I ain't got 3 foot of root in the ground.
And they're green.
And they green. And they falling. So, you know, when Brad was talking about opening the safe room up early without tornado watch, I think actually that's a positive thing to do because we don't have to have a tornado. If anybody's been outside in the last week with the wind has been going, we had trees everywhere, but I did tell the lady that I would mention it, but I know we got trees everywhere on Morgantown, but make sure that we get all that cleaned up, you know, over there.
And I'm gonna touch on that just a second, James, if you let me. You know,
I will.
when that happens, you know, it falls off our right of way on their properties and what, and when we remove what's on our right of way and leave what's there, then those residents get upset. And I know this is one before in the past that thought we should get everything that fell on that you know what I'm saying, on that property. I think it was a damage to a pickup truck last time and things like that. We're not gonna make everybody happy, and we're gonna try to get what we can get and stay within the law, I guess.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up, Scott. I do wanna bring that up. Glad you brought it up. If a tree fall off our right of way into somebody else's property, so we can't get but only what, if a tree, and you know a tree tall, it falls off our right of way on somebody else's property, but we can't clean the rest of the tree that fell up.
If it's a declared emergency, you can do certain things like that, but not absent a declaration of an emergency.
I just gotta make sure, and I need that printed, cause you know, there's a lot of things, and I'm one that's really, I can't do nothing with the law, but I kinda got a problem with that. I have a problem with that. I mean, if your neighbor's tree falls, and I mean, you've seen it happen, it falls over, and most people want them to pay for damage, and they will sue you for pay for damage, and they'll win paying for damage. But
That's an act of nature.
I know, well,
It's called act of nature.
Act of God.
Act of God.
Act of God.
But
Yep.
it's some of the things that, you know, and I do see that's something that I really I don't believe in going on private property because we know that's against the law. But if something fall off of your right of way onto somebody else, you know, that's just my personal thing. I understand it's against a few other supervisors thing, but I'm just saying for me, and that's something that I'll look at in the future. Go ahead.
I want to ask the attorney what Supervisor Gaines saying. Now, I know the law when it comes to private property and private property. So that same law affect the county when the county tree fall on somebody's property?
Well, on a right of way, you have to remember, it's not exclusively the counties, it's both the landowner and the county's property, so it's co-owned. And so if it was to fall from the county right of way, that's also that landowner's property. It's both of them are owned, it's not the county's.
Okay.
If it's a declared emergency and we need to do it to get people's house, we certainly can. But
You know, we good. I heard what he said. Yeah, I heard what he said. So that kind of cleared it up. And so it's not only the county, it's co-owned by the county and the property owner. But So, you know, the, trees gonna be around, and, I was gonna say this in my report, and I'll say it out now. And I would ask people, cause I had a call this morning, and the road department actually work, Monday through Thursday. And lately I get a lot of calls on Friday and stuff like that, but I would actually say it publicly to the cameras that if something happens during the weekend, that you can call 911 for any limbs down or everything, and that way, you're not calling an emergency. That's the way you report that something is across the road. And I don't have a problem calling me, because Robin know I'll text it if I get it. I have no problem with it. But like this morning, I got a call and said, well, we have a branch in the road for 3 days, and ain't nobody come out here. And on weekends, you know, everybody might not ride. I usually ride on weekends, but you don't go that way. And like I told them as talking to the constituents, and that's not just District 5, that's all over. If you see something, you can call 911, they can clean it up, and they can continue to call me, because I get the calls. I have no problem with them calling me, because when they call me, I call it in the 911. And that way, the road department can keep up with it and to make sure the guys get paid. Most of the time now, I don't even call Robert. I just call straight 911. I bet you they'll have me on there at least 3 times this weekend calling in trees.
Quickest way to deal with it. You call 911.
But I get a phone.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
hold on one second. I wanted Corvette to come in here, and I just thought about this. The information that Mr. Bradford gave us about the safe room, did you hear that?
I did not.
So, in other words, I know we schedule a lot of stuff over there, but the first priority is the people.
Correct.
So if the wind blow hard, they going to the safe room.
Correct.
So that's gonna, you
We
needed to
already-
know that.
What happens is we already have in the agreements, and they are aware that the weather comes before their paid event. We have had to cancel events.
This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
The weather ain't even got to be bad. If they think
It's going to be an
that
event.
the weather is bad for them, then they can go to the safe room. So that changes a whole lot of stuff. Because if I'm living over in so-and-so area, we might not have a declaration. The wind might not be blowing where I live, but it's blowing hard where they live, they can go to the safe room. I just wanted you to be aware.
So I need to let people know that.
You need to let them know
Okay,
that.
because we are aware, normally when they book, they are aware that if we have anything happen as far as the weather, they know that we may have to cancel their event, or we may have to have people that's there when they're having an event. So they are aware that we've had it to happen before with paid events.
You just need to let them know.
Wind blow.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
There won't be no misunderstanding.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I do have one other thing, on EWPs.
We need to do anything.
On some EWPs, we're working on, contractors working on, they've worked on Rockland Lane, Church Hill. Now they moved to, Brooklyn. The storm drain coming from the road going out, so today our EWP, all the pipes rusted out on that project, water going out. They do not buy pipe, so that is on the county, it's 120 foot, 20 foot pipe that the county's fixing to purchase, which, you know, I guess if it happened at a time, it happened at a good time, because they're on the project doing it, they're gonna install the pipe, the county just buy the pipe. You know, and they're gonna run it all the way to the bottom of the project, so I did wanna let the board know, the county will be spending about $3,000 buying some pipe for that project.
And what project?
It's on Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, gotcha.
It's coming off our storm drain off the road to the pipe, so I did let the board know that.
Before you leave, Mr. Ford, could you step in for a minute? Lofton. Now, I got several calls from that man because we did have a big rain, and that big rain put some ruts through there because it wasn't nothing but dirt there.
Right.
And I mean,
So we've had conversations with the contractor, several conversations with them about going ahead and grassing the site.
thank you.
And it is, still hold a little water, Mr. Gray, and they are working on it. They have a mini excavator over there trying to divert the water, you know, to get it to the site, so they are working on it.
So let me ask you a question, and this probably don't even have nothing to do with the project, but it's gonna cause the project to fail. You see when you first come down that hill, where that first house at, how they got that trench dug?
Straight to it,
So when that water come down and hit that trench, where you think it gonna go?
straight to the project.
So if they don't have something in place to catch, I ain't saying it's their responsibility, to catch that water, you don't think it's gonna blow it out?
Well, that's the reason they went on run that riprap ditch all the way up to the top and put a toe in it to try to catch that water coming from there.
We good, thank you.
Mr. President, could I get a motion to approve the donation of real property by Mr. Felcher? Mr. Felcher, provided that the billboard will not be damaged or will be restored to like or better condition.
I need a motion. Moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Mr. Middleton. Any discussion? All in
So,
favor?
on discussion, I have put it in there where when it come up again, I can be able to read that motion just like what he said.
Okay, is that right there on, the corner of Dixie Drive in Morgantown, or is that somewhere else?
That's past. It's past Five Street right there where those mini storages are.
Okay.
Between there and, Booker.
Okay. All right. All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried.
Robbie.
Robbie? Okay, go ahead.
Will you write down 190 Hutchins Landing Road? I stepped out a minute ago because this person found it necessary to call me 3 times within 2 seconds. I thought it was an emergency. They have a culvert they need cleaned up. Seriously, 3 times in 30 seconds.
Robbie, I've been thinking about this. I've been watching these striping projects and how much they've gone up and up and up. How difficult is it to stripe a road? And can we buy a striper or figure out a way to do something different? Because is it $30,000 a mile now or something?
Pour all that high temp too, you know, so you have to get it, you gotta get the trucks, you gotta get all that hot, melt it down, and then that, spray it out, so it is a different process, and paint's not gonna last.
I understand that, but it's just, they have gone absolutely crazy with the striping.
Let me ask you a question, Supervisor, since you brought that up.
Training about the road.
Some of the counties that's in the beach system, don't they stripe their own roads, or they call?
I don't think nobody got a striping machine. I'm not gonna say they don't. Some of them got asphalt machines or small pavers, but I
Okay.
think they contact most of it.
I know they pave roads, I thought maybe they stripe them too.
It's just, we used to be able to pave a mile of road for that much money, and now all we're getting is striping for that price. It's just something just really wrong with what's going on there. Okay, thank you, Robin. Who's next?
Good morning, board.
Good morning.
Real short, Morgantown Road Phase 1, we completed what we think is a modification to the design, and we submitted them to MDOT for their review. We've also submitted those plans to Adams Energy, Adams County Water Association, and Energy for them to review and make sure there are no conflicts. We did reach out to AT&T and that is water, but we have not received communication back, so we will try to reach out to them again. But the plans for that phase 1 have been completed and submitted for review. And the last thing I have is EWP C044, which is Lofton Lane, Brooklyn Drive, and Churchill Road. The contract is complete with all the ditches and grading for Lofton Lane and Churchill Road. They're on the lacking grass on both of those sites. They're currently working on Brooklyn Drive site, and at the rate they're working, they should be completed with that site within the next 2 weeks or so. And they did submit another invoice for what they've done for finishing off Lofton Lane and what they've done on Churchill Road, and that is an amount of $236,680.54. So we're requesting payment to the contract in that amount, as well as the engineering CNI services in the amount of $17,751.04.
Did you submit for reimbursement?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Gray, second by Mr. Gaines. You got the invoices with you?
I'll email everything, everything to you.
Okay.
It's fine, because it just goes to docketing, so it won't be docketed until
Okay.
you choose to.
Any discussion?
That is not the total payment, right?
That's the payment for this pay request. We had one
Okay, it
last
still
one.
got, that's, okay.
Next one, it's not complete, so they still have to finish work.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
All right, last thing I have is a request authorization to submit a reimbursement request to NRCS for this project in a total amount of $245,797.82.
So
All
moved.
right, you heard the request, moved by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
And once I get that signed document back, I could just email it over to NRCS and we got that submitted.
Thanks, sir.
Is there anything else you want?
It is, Mr. President. So what I did forget when Robert here up here, but within these 2 weeks, I would like for me, you, and Robert to get together on these projects that we talked about on Morgantown Road with Mr. Ben Udemba, because he want to come back to the meeting, and I told him that we gonna come over here, and that's about the Ike's old house right there. We have the Church of God, I think it's Church of God in Jesus Christ, and Thomas Smith. And Thomas Smith been here for, I know.
He been working on it a little bit.
He working on a little bit himself. I seen him dump the dirt up there, and I seen him down there working. So within these 2 weeks before we get to the board meeting, would they come out with a date? Would y'all two get up with a date? And I'll try to make sure I make myself available, whatever date within the next 2 weeks before the next board meeting. I would like to have something to tell them or meet them and look at it.
I just put my calendar, any day except for the 16th and 17th, I'm available.
Yeah, that's fine. But because I think our next meeting is on the 17th, so we need it before that. Yeah. When it is? Oh, 21st, yeah. 21st. All right.
All right, thank you.
Let me know.
Me? I guess it's you. And there's, Mr. Miles is gonna do it.
No, he got something else he here for.
Oh.
He here on a whole nother mission.
How's the board doing this morning? We're good right now.
Yeah, well, you stay good then. Look, I'm good this morning because when I woke up yesterday, that was a massive oak tree down, that had our whole road blocked, couldn't get out driveway, one on the left, one on the right, all missed my house, and
Well, that's part of your.
by the time I woke up, Mr. Dollar had already slid it out the road, so I was very happy about that, and I'm glad it missed our house and the neighbor's house, so I'm excited about that. Especially seeing what has happened across this state and the country. I do have a trash report this morning, I believe. District 1, 126 bags. District 2, 104 bags. District 3, 112 bags. District 4, 28 bags. And District 5, 81 bags for a total of 451 bags of trash the road crew picked up. President Wilson, I do have a couple new hires. These are not any addition to the budget. These are replacing positions where people had left it, so I don't know, how many do you have?
None.
None?
None for you.
Oh, okay, let me bring it to you, because they signed it.
My folder is completely empty.
Yeah, all signed.
Starting to realize that.
We sent them over.
That ain't doing the job. The whole folks gonna get this one.
Oracle Turner is the first one.
Things in it.
Okay, we'll just do them all three.
Okay. That's right,
What is it?
Well, it's gonna have to be resubmitted then, or you gotta have to do it now and initial it. It's gonna have to
What
be
is it?
signed.
What is it?
Let me see. Okay, you know what it is? It ain't going because of what y'all need. That's what it is, right? I see it now. Oracle Turner has a jail of 1406. Michael Bacon has a jail of 1406, and Xavier Drake, he's gonna be filling this courthouse, but it's a different position too. So,
Yeah, 1764. All right. You heard the request?
We did not.
Okay.
you wanna do it again?
No, I
No,
can't.
yeah.
Okay. Zebulon Drake, new hire or rehire?
No, new hire, he never worked here.
Okay, this form's really messed up.
I need to initial it.
No, it's okay. 1764 an hour, 36,691.20 a year. Then you got Michael Bacon, correctional officer, 1406, 29,244.80. And then Orica Turner,
Yes.
1406, 29,244.
Every one of us checked roll.
What was that, 17 or what?
They are as rehires. Every one of them's checked rehire. So
That's what's wrong on there.
so we need to. I'm gonna check it. You're gonna initial.
Yeah, I initial. They are new hire. None of them have ever worked for the county.
Go to the sheriff office.
1701 wasn't
New hire.
1764.
Okay, but they're all new hires. They're all new hires, right?
Yeah, all of them new hires.
Deputy at the courthouse, he said.
So we're gonna.
The other two
Jill.
It should be new hires, right?
That's Jill's, right?
Yeah, but that other guy's certified, so.
No,
Yeah,
we
the other two Jills.
You see,
Yeah, that's not a rehire though.
all of them are checked that way.
No, it should be new hire, because none of them have ever worked for the county, none of these individuals.
Okay, you're gonna.
They
I
are
guess
all
you
new hires.
need to initial it, don't you?
Yes, I will. They should have put it behind here instead of in front.
Thanks. All right. Now, if that's straight, I need a motion. Moved by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Middleton. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carried. All right, Sheriff.
All right, we sent over a budget amendment. Do you have that, Ms. Lewis? Or,
The board's received it.
yes,
They can't be waiting till the last minute to get stuff in.
this was in the budget. We're actually to transfer from 613 to 13,475. 13,000.
All right, you heard the request?
moving it from where?
From officer supplies to travel.
I saw that when they sent that to us. Yeah. So moved.
All right, moved by Ms. Hutchins,
Second.
second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion?
Just discussion. Just no discussion. I don't know, which the sheriff already said that he in the budget, but I know we don't have an administrator now. And you know, what I would ask, what he did, Sheriff, you did your job. You sending your stuff over, cause I've seen it in the, email. But if we would, let's make sure, cause it's coming down, time to tighten down. Let's just always double check that budget, because if something happens, I never will forget, I heard it in this board meeting, and I'll never forget it. A day in my life, not as long as I'm sitting here. I can't remember who said it, but somebody said, well, no matter what happened, the supervisor voted for it, you approved it.
That's right.
And it's true. And if I'm gonna be held accountable for it, I'm an employee-friendly fella, but you know, that's just like bouncing out a checkbook, and not just picking on the sheriff, but in my report, you'll see, I'm talking to every department head here that we over. We need to make sure that we do a better job of checking our budget and our books. That's, I yield the floor, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you.
I do want to ask Attorney Slover and Chen.
Okay, that was discussion.
That was discussion, yeah.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carried. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you good, Mr. President. I do want to ask Attorney Slover and Chance Court, Brandon Lewis to look up something for me if you would. Back when Buddy Frank was originally the fire investigator for the county, prior to Darryl Smith coming on, he got $5,000 for being the fire investigator for the county. I'm asking that you look back through the budgets and see whether they came from the sheriff's office, EMA, or the county. Now, when he
come from the county.
well, when he stopped, when he
It's all the counties.
yeah, it's all it is, but when he was originally the fire investigator before y'all hired Darryl Smith, that's what happened, and then we hired Darryl Smith, he got the same 5,000, now it's back to Buddy Frank, so I just want
$5,000 for how long?
for doing the additional duties of the county.
Yeah, how, over a year?
No,
A month?
no, a year.
Yeah.
Oh, no, a year.
I was about to say, shoot, I'm gonna sign up for that job, cause, we have like 12 fires a month in our county.
It was in addition for the year, so.
I thought it came out of your budget.
It could have, I don't know, so that's why I'm asking them to look it up from back then, and I can get with y'all later on, I just wanna ask y'all to look it up.
He's under Henry.
Yes.
Okay. I think I can tell you just one second.
If he's got additional duties, he needs to be compensated.
He taking on all the fires in the county, investigating them now again, so, and I know that was the case prior to Darryl Smith coming on, and then it switched from Buddy, from Made Frank to Darryl Smith. And now it's back to Made Frank again, so I wanna make sure I get it right. Yes. But while we're doing that, I do have another question while she's moving. I'm gonna move on from that until she answers it. Since the nurse practitioner is resigning, this is for Attorney Slover the board. Once she resigns on the 11th, how are we to handle inmate medical at that point for the inmates? Are we gonna take them to the hospital?
You want to just defer that?
Sounds good. All right.
Yeah, cause we gotta accept her letter first, and then we'll
That's okay
work
for
on
this
it.
That's
Okay.
fine. That's fine. We'll work it out. We'll figure it
Well, I
out.
mean, it's just a lot into that conversation.
I got it. No problem. I just want to put it on everybody's mind while we're, so that's why I got everybody in one spot. The last couple of things I have, I'm gonna get out to everybody's way, is I wanna make you all aware of some events that's coming up. You all, not sure if you all know, April 12th, Maryburg Perkins, we're partnering with them to do this Live Well Cancer event down there on the bluff from 9 to 1. We have the ACSO Fishing Rodeo coming up April 26th from 8 to 12 at the State Park. Relay for Life is May the 2nd. And we have a home defense class. It used to be called Ladies Beware, but now it's called home defense because the men were getting on our case about not allowing them in the class. So now we take men and women and we do some hand-to-hand, we do some self-defense, and we teach them gun safety in addition to putting them on the range and teaching them how to use their weapons. So if anybody wants to sign up, it's free. It's June the 13th, 14th. If you all want to get in, that's fine. If not, you want to see your wives, cousins, whoever, just let them know that we have a limited amount of slots. So if they're going to sign up, go ahead and start signing up because the applications are next door. The last thing I have is, I just want you all to know that we do have a raffle going on. Since we're not having a rodeo this year, we're doing 31 days of 31 guns. I'm not advocating either way. If you're a person who loves legal and responsible gun ownership, that's great. If you don't and you get a raffle ticket, you can still go to the sports center and get a credit for whatever that weapon is worth. And as you can see, it's some pretty high dollar weapons on here. Each ticket is $20 and you have 31 chances to win one of these. So I'll leave that with the board and let y'all look. This is a great opportunity either way, whether you want a store credit or whether you win one of these nice weapons, either way it works. Again, we preach responsible gun ownership, not the other type.
What month?
May. Every day from May the 1st through 31st, we're gonna be raffling out one of these weapons that somebody, and the sponsors can get in too. Now, if a sponsor wants to buy a sponsor ticket, it's like $500. And we'll come to your location and we'll raffle it off. We're gonna be raffling one of these weapons off every day in May at noon, live on Facebook. So Just wanna let you all know, just in case y'all wanna take opportunities.
Okay.
That's all I have, I have a question.
Sheriff, I have actually a request for you.
Yes, sir.
To do. I don't, I hadn't, well, you know, most people know that I do rodeo and I ride. I usually use the arena a lot, but you know, probably since, November, since after Thanksgiving, I probably ain't been on a horse 10 times. So I've been a little bit under the weather. But, it is a good amount of people that uses the arena on a daily basis. I hadn't seen any problem. I hadn't heard of any problem. But just to keep down problem, I mean, I hadn't seen anything, but because there's people over there, I would like for, I ain't asking for you to have nobody to sit or do that, but I'm asking you on your patrol where sometime that you will go through, and maybe if they just see somebody riding through, like our parks, it'll keep it peaceful like that. So I'll ask you just to have your people on there riding, nothing special.
Yeah.
Just to duck through the arena.
We will, and what I would ask is if we can get a list of, like, when they have them.
Every day.
Every day?
Somebody at the arena, every day it ain't raining.
I didn't know that.
Every day, I'm telling you, Robert can tell you, every day it ain't raining. It's a mix, it's a community, and I'm glad to see it's a community arena right now. I mean, you'll have people get out of school at 3:30 or 4, you got people there, and they just ride through. We got people from Fairleigh, Kingston, from AC, from every school out here. Not only that, is how you got people that's in and out, and I'm so grateful. The few times I've been back, they think I'm the sheriff over there, but I'm not. And we hadn't had. It's amazing that that many people come together, and they come together for the same purpose. Because I mean, sometimes, and most of the time, you got a lot of children run barrel racing, like Mr. Dollar children, grandchildren. They do all the youth rodeos. We have a bunch of youth rodeo associations. So it's people there all the time. It's kids, it's grown folks, it's parents, and sometimes we there, we roll. It's amazing how everybody get to practice, and it hasn't been a hang up at all. And everybody get together. And so I like, and I would say to the board that since we upgraded it, people has been done a better job of keeping it up. I see people picking up paper, even I pick up paper, but not just me. If somebody drops something, they actually do a great job of keeping it there. That's why I'm always supportive, not just because I'm a cowboy, but that place, you will be surprised how many youth in our area, they use it. It is more youth that use that place than grown folk on a daily basis. And I just ask you to ride through sometime. I mean, we hadn't had any problem, just ride through to make sure, I think a little police presence, just ride through, just keep stuff down, and you know.
We'll do that, and I actually went through that other night myself. They probably knew over me because I was in a different vehicle, but it was at nighttime, and they was having a good time. Didn't seem to be any commotion or anything out there. Yes.
Sheriff, I did look up, and I didn't see a separate payroll profile for that. But if you could find out from Buddy when approximately he was appointed, then I can go back and look at the minutes and just see. It may be something they docketed. So.
No, it was in 2016.
2016? Okay. I'll look at the minutes too.
Y'all have anything for me?
I got one thing, Sheriff, because we need to, this has been on back burner for a while. There's so much stuff that's happened over the last couple of months. We need to set a meeting between you and Sheriff Hendricks, myself, and I don't know if Ricky wants to be in on it or not. We need to discuss what we're gonna do about, or what we can do about phasing this out over here so we don't have any more deaths in our jail. And I'm not gonna blame anybody for that. Things happen, it's just part of life, a lot of it is, but it would just take a lot off the county if we don't have to worry about that. A lot of liabilities that we don't need, because everybody knows the history of what's going on at the jail right now. It's just a terrible building. So I don't, who can set up the meeting? Do you talk with the sheriff very often?
Yeah, I talk to him all the time, but I read
Can
that
you-
come from the board.
Sir?
I said, I read that come from the board though.
Okay.
So y'all can make sure
Well,
y'all.
Ricky, would you like to have that discussion? Scott? I probably need you
Had a
to.
discussion of doing what now?
We need to phase out holding people over here.
But this gonna be my suggestion. Where it won't be no misunderstanding. Let's have it between ourselves first and make sure that all of us are on the same page of doing what you're talking about. Cause if we ain't on the same page, it don't make no sense of setting up a meeting with whoever.
I thought that we'd all discussed that before and we decided that was what we needed to do is try. We had some questions that needed to be answered, but it needed to be answered with both sheriffs.
I don't have a problem, but just make sure all of us are on the same page.
Well, does anybody have a problem with what we're trying to do?
I'd like to have some discussion about it, we talking about shutting it down, so I'm ready to have that meeting whenever y'all ready. I'm just saying, I hadn't talked to nobody about shutting the deal down like that, so. But I have been made aware of that y'all want to have a meeting with share opinions about the thing, so if we need to have it.
Because you had some concerns about what would happen if we did. Is this not, nobody remembers us having this
I did,
conversation?
but it was like, it wasn't no sit-down conversation as a board, like individual conversation.
We can't keep putting it off.
I ain't trying to put it
forever.
off.
That's what I'm trying, that's why I was asking him about it.
I definitely like to talk to y'all about it, so if we need to do executive session, I'm open in the public, I'm open to it, so.
Okay, do that in executive
What is your suggestion?
I just personally got.
I don't have a problem with that, but
Talk about it.
All right, executive session.
y'all let me know.
I'll look into it.
All right, okay. You're gonna be here, so,
I'll be here,
we
I'll
got,
be ready. Open session.
who's, anybody else? Public comments? Yes. What? Okay.
Just comment.
Thank you, Mr. President. On Thursday this week at 6 p.m., Mr. Marcus Pittman from the Southwest Boys and Girls Club of Mississippi will be in town, and our regional director, Mr. Clyde McGuire, will be in town to meet with us to help us to move forward with organizing Boys and Girls Club here in Athens. I actually didn't come to be here in the meeting. I came to see if we could use this building, but something is scheduled here at 6 o'clock. So we're waiting to hear from the city to see if we can use one of their buildings. But just wanted you to know, because Mr. Gray was here when the both of them were here about a year ago, and they talked to us about the club. So just one of the other supervisors, one of y'all might want to be present. But it's going to be Thursday at 6 o'clock. Once we get a location, I'll let you know. Thank you for Mr. Slow already gave me the paperwork we need to fill out for the budget item and the comments you made by supporting us once we get it going. But I just wanted to let you know Thursday, 6 o'clock, one or more y'all be there.
No, okay, thank you. Yes, sir, Mr. Miles.
Oh, you go, man, you hear my sentence.
Good morning, board. I'm here, and I'm glad Mr. Dollar's still here in Milton. We've been before the board previously about the property at 500 Lower Woodward Road and the erosion problem we have down there. As the board is aware of, they had to do a major project on the corner of Cloverdale, which is what's up to my mom's property. They had to come in, they're constantly putting culverts in, which is sending the water, constantly eroding the property to save the road. The same water that cut that road off, and you could attest to this, it's taking my mom's property behind our house. We're getting holes, we're constantly paying for dirt and having people fix holes in the yard, getting closer and closer to the house, and we're not getting the relief. And another slap in the face, we're saying that we can't go on private property, but there's an excavator parked in the yard.
Right now.
So can we bring the equipment on to fix it, or do, and if we needed it there for a while, not a problem. Nobody came to visit my sister that lives in the house. There's an excavator on the yard, in the yard, but then we can't get any help with anything, getting rocks or anything to stop us from losing the property at 500 Over Road. Mr. Middleton has been there, and I'm almost ready to go to Brandy and let's get it proper resurveyed, because I think we've lost so much property. We should be in a different tax bracket. I'm sure we're paying higher taxes on the property than we still have there. So I need some relief. I need some help from the board. I need some help from the road crew. And the spoiled dirt is not helping much because it's washing off as fast as we put it in. We're paying people to bring dirt in there because I don't want the spoiled dirt, because I don't want the trash in my mom's yard.
And since the time we've had some dirt put in, that has gone, when Mr. Middleton came and installed the holes in my backyard, since then I've had dirt come in 2 different times. Right now, there's more holes in the back in my backyard.
And you know, when it rains, coming off Cloverdale Road, coming down Lowwood, and it's hitting these large culverts, we lost over a half acre of land on that property. At one point, they said we were before the board and it was approved for it to be fixed, and we were under the impression, right before when my mom's house burned down, as a matter of fact, it was supposed to be fixed. When Mr. Lashley was still on the board at that point in time, we were all excited because I had bought a piece of property that was my mom's gonna build her house on. Well, I was gonna build it on it, but I said, you can build it here. And she was not gonna rebuild that property, but we were promised from the board at that point in time that project was approved to get some work done in there to save that property. So we rebuilt. Mr. Middleton, and you could attest to this, you said, yes, it's approved. And then after the office, after everything was done, they would say, oh, that property, that it didn't qualify. It wasn't enough. It didn't qualify. But
the notice that did not qualify came out before I was in office. And I have that documentation. I believe I've sent it to you.
You sent it to me, but why did I get a notice that it was qualified?
I wasn't in office.
I understand that you weren't in office, but I got an email that said I was qualified for this project, which is the reason why we built in that same spot. But then later, after the election, you said that it wasn't. You got it?
Because I got with the road department, Ms. Freeman gave me the information where it was applied for, but then that they had received word about a week before the election that it was denied.
And then we've been back with NRCS, and I know both of y'all know that.
Just for a second, take a look at what's been submitted and all that, and we can take a look and give a report to the board if y'all like.
And I do understand their concern. I mean, there is an issue behind the house, but Robbie and I've been out there and we've met with NRCS, and it wasn't in the, has it changed?
And it's nothing we do. What we do is go take a picture, do it, submit it like we do everything else, and then it's out of our hands to their hands, and they tell us what they submit. The major project you're talking about on the Cloverdale Drive, what happened, AT&T come in there, that hole had been open. You see that fiber optic cable that was through there. It laid there, the water line got exposed, got all that. We were working on Burt Road. I told them, let's go fix it. We went back and fixed it, put some dirt, put some sand, do a river seal back on it, put dirt back over it. That was on a Thursday. On a Friday, they come dug it up. I met them, AT&T, last week back over there to find out why they dug it up. They didn't want their line covered. I said, it's on our right of way. So they took and moved it, put some kind of special joints to it that could be buried. They had it laid up on the shoulder of the road. You might have walked over there and looked at it, seen the cable up on the shoulder of the road. So they done it, they put it back in the hole. Once they fixed it, we have fixed that hole. The piece where the excavators park is where that drains and comes through your yard throughout. It's a piece of pipe that goes to the bottom. It's been there, it ain't nothing new. It had broke off, so we went in and redone it this past week, put a new piece of roll pipe in, and that's the reason he's parked there, to redo that pipe.
Well, isn't that gonna further erode my property right
No, that goes all the way to the bottom. The pipe goes all the way to the bottom of the hill. We didn't leave it stuck, it had broke off, so we got a piece that goes all the way into the bottom.
But that same water that's going to the bottom is still, it's cutting the property. It's cutting the property coming around.
So where's the water coming from?
It's coming
All
off
the way
the
to
county
the
right
road.
away. It's coming off the county's right away.
So the water is coming off the county road,
But it
eroding their property, and we can't help them?
If,
What
as
did I
I
say?
said, if they'd let you take a look at all the paperwork and representations, and like you're talking about, we can see if we can help them or not.
Scott, I'm gonna tell you the problem I have with all these rules, where just like out there on Rand Road, where the county changed the direction of the water and it's going on this native property and saying that we not responsible for that. I ain't never heard nothing like that before in my life. When you change the direction of water to go on somebody's private property, you gotta be responsible.
You are responsible. The statute of limitations of that is 2 years. I think that's the issue on that particular issue. But that doesn't necessarily mean there's nothing we can't do. So, as I've suggested, I can take a look at it and report back if there's anything for the board to do. Because there probably is, to be honest with you.
And thereby drains, I'm talking about Lowell Road.
Depending on the
Behind those
circumstances.
houses, there's a lot of water comes through.
It's
that
a lot of
pipe.
water.
It comes there and it comes down.
It may be a natural drain.
Well,
for-
it is that now,
So
it is.
when the natural drain is causing problems for somebody's private property, why the law say we can't help?
That's what's
There
there.
is abilities to do things like that depending on circumstances, because we've done it before. There's a statute that allows it. If you I can bring options to the board if that's what you
Yeah,
want.
do that.
Let me
Well,
ask
that's what,
a question, Robert.
same we should do.
Ma'am.
She had got the paper that she was qualified for this project.
What she said,
at one
she was
point.
approved, I
Yeah,
think.
well, she was approved for this.
Supervisor sent you that, didn't he?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But then later-
Supervisor sent him that, and it was election time, and
Yeah.
not saying anything was done, but I'm saying he sent that, then we have the letter where it was denied. I mean, cause that's where he got it from, out of our office, where that project was denied.
And it's-
So we brought Mike Green back out, you were there when the NLCS, remember, we brought him back out, and it was probably 10, 12 feet from the back of their
That's
house.
why I've been asked, it probably was so many feet from the
And
back
he
of the house.
denied.
Yeah,
You know,
it
it
was
was
not, I think
nothing
it had to be
that,
5 feet.
we resubmitted, the board approved us
And
to
there
resubmit.
were some holes.
It was.
And they're steady coming.
That's-
We've had it
that's-
covered twice.
Yeah.
since the last-
With the
last-
rain, it's not gonna do anything, they're gonna study, cause it's probably, it's not
It's boring.
packed and it's so hollow up under the bottom. So it's just gonna keep causing holes in it.
But
no
it's a
matter
lot
how
of
much
water
work.
that goes through that mile behind their house. It comes from off anyway up Lowellwood Road, comes behind all those houses, comes through under Cloverdale there. And like I said, the ditches off of Lowellwood will drain and go in that same pipe that was there, and that pipe had been there. It had broken, we were working, we seen it was broke. So I said, while we here, let's go ahead and put a new piece of pipe. We run it all the way to the bottom. We done that last week, and that's the reason the excavator's there. But as far as the major problem, AT&T had dug that back up, far as, and bored it and put that in. We're having.
Cause you and I rode by there and looked at that, and you were waiting to hear back from AT&T, cause y'all had
Correct. I met
terraced
them.
it down, put
Correct.
shelves on it, and they came the next day and done
They
it.
dug it up. We done it on Thursday, they dug it up on Friday. Didn't contact us, water company, nothing. Tell
Dug
me
it
they
up.
busted the water line,
What is the plan?
Scott?
If Deputy Miles will send me the information, we'll take a look and report back to the board and have a report.
What information you need?
Anything that you got, like the emails and so forth that you have, and then I'll talk to Robbie and all.
from the previous, what you have. Get it
And Meg has it too.
Yeah.
Maybe we can find out this is the-
I just wanna make sure I don't miss anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's
And just on the other side of the street, there was, where on Cloverdale Road, on my side is where it's drain was washed. On the other side, there are rocks that's stabilizing there.
at least could you probably get something to,
Stabilize it.
Stabilize the
Yeah, that's what I said,
Yeah,
maybe
the
something you
upstream
could
where we
do,
dirty,
some rocks
we
or
laid
something
some
like that to
concrete from the
stabilize
paper
it.
mill, all in that bank there.
Yeah.
And that's-
You still have some out there?
yeah, that's what I was thinking, maybe we get something to stabilize.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to wash away,
Yeah.
but at this point, it's rapidly deteriorating.
And Scott, I would ask you on those two projects like Morgantown and Devon, if we could by next board meeting, cause I know sometimes we'll get busy, sometimes that got kicked down there, and and that's a serious problem. You know what I'm saying? I just got invited because I'm a supervisor. I don't even complain about, I got some water going off, it's cutting on. I got property leaking, I got property that we own, that water coming off that road, and it just cut, but I just been working on it. Thank God I can work on it, but we need to look at, try to move this ahead, because we have got, in the last year or so, we getting a whole lot more rain than we usually get. And man, and then I think Natchez and Fayette, Woodville, and Mississippi, I think it's on record that we have the most erosive soil. We have this sandy soil, that's why we have so many problems. So can we just kind of make sure we get that checked by the next meeting?
Okay.
And then anytime you all wanna go out to the property and look, I am available. I will be glad to go out to it because this is a major problem. And I mean, and it'll be a major concern for you all, but when it comes to my family home and mother's property, it's a major problem.
There's a hole right back there right now, if a toddler walks back there, even people fall into it cover. And I've had dirt come in twice.
It ain't gonna do no good because of the direction that
It's
the
cutting from
water
the
runs.
bottom. The water's cutting
It's
from the
gonna
bottom.
wash it all away.
And spoiled dirt.
Oh, that's
It's
not
not
good.
gonna-
No.
It don't hold in.
I'm not, and that's why I had any request for spoiled dirt, because it's not gonna do anything.
It's not doing any good.
You heard me earlier when I said that they did a project out on Lofton and they didn't put the, what over it?
Rock grass.
The riprap rock.
Riprap grass in the rain, it just.
It's gonna wash it off. And I'm sure.
What's the address of this place?
500 Gold, it's on the corner of Clover and Gold Road.
All right, Keith, we appreciate it, and, they're gonna work on
Thank you.
figuring something out.
Thank you.
All right, any more public comments? All right, come to the table. Mr. Gray?
Yes, sir, Mr. President, we gonna have to get together, I guess, as a board to discuss, how we gonna handle Senate Bill 1 dealing with, the situation, or put us in a situation where we're gonna have to vote on some stuff. And I think we need to get together and, figure out what we're gonna do. One Supervisor Gaines brought it up, was it last meeting or the meeting before that?
Yeah, a few meetings ago.
A few meetings ago, and, I think it's passed now.
It passed.
So, well, I mean, part of that, we're gonna have to end up possibly raising people's taxes, and we're gonna have to figure out if we wanna do that or not. That's the language, whether we're gonna opt in or opt out. At this point, I don't know if we can afford to opt out. The reason I'm talking about our budget so far in advance, and this right here really scares me to death with PERS. I don't know whether it was approved, I don't know, and I hope not, because it's scary for anybody that's under PERS, especially people like everyday workers and the police officers and the firemen and if, you know, PERS is designed when you retire to handle your last 4 years as your top pay. But they thinking about extending that to your last 8 years, that ain't gonna be good for a whole lot of people. And it's gonna hurt a whole lot of people. And I know they're talking about extending how many years you have to work before you can retire. It's hard right now getting police officers and deputies and school teachers and whatever the case may be. Watch how many people gonna be retiring and how many part-time people you gonna have to bring back to kind of fill some of these positions, because ain't nobody gonna be wanting to do it because of the situation they're gonna be in. Moving right along, Scott, that email you sent me about the airport, and I'm gonna say this. It's our job to appoint commissioners to some of these airport and the port and wherever else. And I'm just one supervisor, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't have no control over, but at any point in time, when people we appoint make decisions that's gonna cost this county additional money, they need to be removed, because they not making decisions in the best interest of this county. They making personal decisions for whoever. Now, what I was sent, since I've been on this board, I ain't never seen a contract to them people, to that person. And all of a sudden now, it seems that they want a contract, and I know why they want a contract. And any commissioner vote to put the county in that kind of situation, he need to be immediately removed from that position. That's why I think. I talked to Scott about the prison out there, and I talked to an employee, and I was wondering, did our money go up? And the reason I'm asking this because somebody told me they overcrowded. So if they overcrowded, do that mean our money go up?
Yeah,
So-
so charge per inmate per night.
So is it going up?
Yes, not the amount of what they pay us per inmate, but the number of inmates that are being housed is increasing, yes.
So that mean our
So
money go up?
we are making more money, but
It's
not
not.
per inmate, but we're
Right.
making it overall. And there's no way around that they couldn't pay us, because they have to, ICE invoices, they invoice us, we invoice ICE pays us, we pay them, so they can't shortchange us or go around us, because ICE is only gonna pay us.
Don't forget about the scholarship. We still have some people that haven't paid their $100, so elected officials with the county, don't forget about.
Are you gonna name names?
I don't have it.
'Cause I don't know
Ms. Brandon,
if I
give me the
paid.
names, I will name them. Next meeting, give me the names, I'll name them one.
I will tell you, we've only had 4 pay so far, so,
Out of all the elected officials?
yes, sir.
But we got 5 elected officials right here, so that means somebody ain't paid. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up here. Ain't even 4 paid, you want?
They're going one out there. Look.
7.
One out there.
Anyway, please just put that donation in place. And I want to congratulate, I saw this in the newspaper, the young lady that got accepted by Harvard University, Angelica King from Natchez Early College. So that's amazing. So that means it don't make no difference where you are, as long as you taking care of your business, you can go from Natchez, Mississippi to Harvard University. It's amazing. Sheriff.
Yes.
Did your employee retire?
Ms. Laura?
Yes.
Yes, she did.
Okay, I want to congratulate Miss Laura Smith on her retirement. Smart lady. She must heard about what Purdy's doing. Scott, have you and sheriff got together on this regional 15 meal agreement.
With the mental health,
Right.
I'll get together on it.
Yeah, please do, man, because we about to be losing money on that. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna keep it moving. The cuts that we see coming down from the federal level and the cuts that's coming from the state level, is just my opinion. That's the reason I'm saying that if we really don't need to spend the money, we need to hold up on that because it's gonna affect our county. I mean, the garbage already was high. The insurance, 22%, that's real high. And we got something else. But I just think we need to cut back as much as possible. If we don't need it, we don't need to be buying it. Last obituary, my sympathy goes out to the Porter family, the Anderson family, the Williams family, the Ford family, the Johnson family, the Green family, McNeil family, the Knight family, the Holmes family, the Dukes family, the Lewis family, and the West family was former supervisor Philip West's sister. And the Lyles family, Miss Joanne Lyles Middleton, lost her daughter, and I had to choose what funeral between her and Miss North Natchez, because Miss Frazier was everything to North Natchez. She was a counselor. She was the former wife of Joe Frazier at Frazier School. And I went to something dealing with them that Friday night because I knew I had to attend Portia Lyle's grave funeral that Saturday. I have never seen that many people at a funeral before. It was at New Beginnings Church, and they have a lot of room. They got another little church down there. All that was full, and they was parked all the way out to Martin Luther King. And so many people was on the outside of the church, couldn't even get in the church. That young lady made a great impact in the Hattiesburg community, and half of the church was from Hattiesburg. And Brandon, they wore that green like what you got on. And she was a Philadelphia Eagle, and in all the respect to her, they wore that green. I think that concludes my report. I still want to say that we need to get together as a board and determine when we're gonna discuss what's going on with House Bill 1. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Ms. Hutchins.
Okay. Yeah, first I want to say my sympathy goes out to Miss Joanne Lyles in regards to her daughter and Miss Orr Frazier. Been knowing Miss Orr Frazier for many years. So yes, my sympathy goes out to them. The next thing we need to do is, okay, next thing I was thinking about, because I heard we need to kind of spend this money, the ARPA funds. I know we had discussed about doing some paving of the roads, and I know it's coming up where the weather is going to be getting good, where we can pave roads with some of the ARPA funds that we set aside, because they saying if we don't spend this money, we're going to have to return it. And we're not just going to have to return what we haven't spent, we're going to have to return what they give it. All of it. So, you know, we have spent a lot of the ARPA money, and they saying if we don't spend the rest by that certain date, we're going to have to return it all.
Here you go to catch though. Scott, did we fill that paperwork out that we supposed to fill out to send back to them?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna come up with next.
The paperwork to send it.
The report.
The report.
On the ARPA money, we budgeted for all the ARPA money was gonna go.
Yeah, but it's still saying, you got to spend it.
On the meetings we have with MAS,
Yeah.
they saying that you need to spend that
Spend
money.
it.
And it's a possibility if we don't spend that money, not only is they gonna want the money back that you didn't spend, they gonna want all the money back.
That's right.
I think we need to
We need to
improve
start-
Kingston and Liberty roads dramatically with whatever money we have, because those are two of our main
I don't think we
corridors.
really have no money left, cause all of it's obligated. The money that we have obligated, we need to find a way to go on and do what we gotta do.
Right,
Yeah.
that's what it's saying.
Well,
Yeah.
we can quote unquote spend it for ARPA purposes by reimbursing ourselves as we decided to do back in December.
Is that good enough?
That is good enough. And what the board needs to do and told us to do, we haven't done yet and need to do, is set up a budget for that money within 001.
Okay.
So we're reimbursing 001 and then setting up a special projects budget in
That's
that.
something we're gonna have to do.
And that needs to be
right.
done. And that's, y'all told me to do that along with the 911. So that's what I'll do for next meeting.
Alright,
Okay.
As far as
Yes,
reports, I'll check to see if we have
yeah.
any outstanding reports on it.
I think one is coming up, and I'm thinking
It was
the
the end of
date
March.
maybe, is it March?
It was the end of March.
The end of March? Okay, all right, I know
But I'm
one
not
was coming up, I saw that it was one coming up, I thought it was in April, but it could have been the
So
end of March.
who was supposed to do that?
County
Definitely.
administrator used to do the report.
well, Scott, while we just discussing this, was the report done?
I'll check and see what reports are done or haven't been done.
I can log into the treasury.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
While we're on that subject, because this keeps coming up, we don't have a county administrator. We need to appoint Brandy like we did before to the county administrator's role until such time as we get one.
I was thinking, right now, we got the applications, maybe we was told to go ahead and pick some out, and maybe go ahead and do interviews this week.
Yeah,
And then go-
but in the meantime, until we get somebody here, because we don't know how long that's gonna take, whether they're gonna have to give 2 weeks' notice or a month's notice or whatever, we just need to make sure that everything's being moved along. So I'd like to make a motion, we go ahead and,
Mr. President, let me say this. I agree that it need to be done with the financial situation of this county. The money situation can't be like it was last time. We can't afford to do that.
explain.
I explain it to you. I explain it to you.
Are you going to, or are you gonna do it later? Is that what you're trying to do?
Later.
Okay,
Later.
I think, when Scott was on,
Y'all just wait till you get your report, let us finish the report, then we come.
You
right
gonna
back.
finish your report, let me talk to you.
Yeah, let's finish. And then
Go ahead.
okay.
by the time we get to you, not trying to say, by the time we get to you, y'all, yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty much finished. Don't throw me off.
I'm sorry.
From everything, but, that's really what, I was just talking about the ARPA money. And another thing I forgot, I need to send my sympathy out to the former, mayor and supervisor for his, about his sister. So I send my sympathy out to, former mayor Philip West.
Thank you. Mr.
All right.
Gaines?
We'll go and start. I'll start with that, well, my sympathy goes out to everybody who has lost, family members, because death is so prevalent right now. It's people dying, and I know if I start calling names, I'll forget somebody, but so my sympathy and prayers do go out to all the bereaved families.
Supervisor, I should have took that, what you just said, but once I got started, they didn't look forward to it, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start, I know we was talking about some money on state aid, that we had left, in my ride, Ms. Hutchins made me think about it. Robert, we fixed it before, that bridge on Sagefield, the one, close to the, Armin Road side, you know, they came in, the county came in and fixed it, where it had, the water was going off the other side of the bridge, and I think they fixed it. So I was over there, I had some pictures. They got a maybe about 3 foot wide now, so we need to probably catch that. But I know y'all did y'all state aid ride. If you look at where they put the box covers on the other end of safety, and I know that state aid, because Harry James was talking about that. If you look at the back of that project, it's caving real bad, and that's something that I want you to look at. It's not to the road yet, but the back of the project, actually on both sides, we did look at one side where the water's coming from Curtis Marone side right there. We look at where it's eating out right there, and on the opposite side, at the back end of it, with a riffraff ditch there, we'll look at it, and they need to be considered and looked at that. Well, I don't start. Let me check that out. So I'm gonna go back and touch on something that Supervisor Gray said. Airport. I feel like airport and port appointees. You know, I kept on that. I feel like our appointees that we appoint, if they're not the head, they don't personally have to come. But I feel like we should have more communication, because we appoint those people and they are representatives of us. And things will be going on and we don't get a full story. Just like if my appointee might call me or Kevin or Wes or Angela or Ricky, and there might be so much stuff going on that we don't inform the board, the whole board, because it's just some things come on. Because I wanted to go to some meetings out at the airport. I had to watch because I got in my feelings about it, but I got out of it because the airport's in my district, and I figured out, I said, well, we got some meetings going on, and I know I made requests numerous of times in this meeting. If something going on, especially in my district, I like to be a part of. Even with Morgantown Road, you know, a lot of stuff I get it on the back end, and I think I should get it on the front end. And with that, I'll say this, I feel like some of the stuff we need to do is, well, I don't know how to do it. Let me go up here first. Let me go up here first. So, communication. Communication is something that I pushed and I talked about, and as I go through and we can look back at our meeting today, a whole lot of problems that we had, we can solve those problems, we can have that. We gotta stay on a good communication basis. Not just that's with our employees, that's with they come in and some of the things happen. And I heard Supervisor Gray said, and I think he's right. Like right now, when I'm making this talk, you know why some people ain't gonna hear? Because we allow them to come in, and when they give their report, they gone. We give information in a public board meeting, and they gone, but they don't get it. We need some people here to be able to listen at the things that we come up with on our meeting. And in saying that too, we got to start holding, I want to do this one first. I heard this one came up, additional duties. Now, we having a conversation, and we just finished having a conversation, started a conversation about additional duties and being paid. Well, I believe in additional duties and being paid, but what I am looking at, and I'm gonna call it what I see it. I'm seeing just like these other employees coming here with additional duties, and they ain't getting a quarter for them. And it ain't no more right. Just like it is. So I'm not saying, and I feel like everybody should get additional duties. If you put additional duties on people, like the sheriff came in, Buddy Franks, need additional duties, I have no problem with that. Chancellor Clerk come in, I have no problem with that. So what I do have a problem with, we turn around and put additional duties on another department, but they getting treated different. I got a problem with it. If we gonna be straight, we gonna be fair. And the other thing that I say to help us do things right, what we should do, and I feel like this will protect us, and this will protect employees also. If we in this meeting and we having a discussion, I think things should be recorded in the minutes, and that way, if somebody lose their mind in the process, it's already on paper. Because I lose my mind too, I'm not talking about nobody else, because we deal with so much. But I think it should be there, because I think it's a simple mistake. I thought I had lost my mind about the youth rodeo, but I know I hadn't. But Scott pulled it up over there, we had approved it on last year, and I know we did. It already was looked at. So if we got it in writing.
What he said was what I found. So.
Yeah, what he.
So I'm guessing he didn't just make it up.
What we said, and I mean, we all make mistakes, but it's there. So I want to say that additional duties, I'm not gonna hold up, but additional duties, I think they need to be paid for, and I have no problem with paying. If you do additional work, that take up time, and I think you should be paid. But I also think if you're gonna do additional duties for one person, we're gonna do additional duties for everybody and fair. And I think we need to make sure if we talking to an employee to keep something safe, if we decide something in a meeting, we just put it in the minutes. That way we can have a record and they can have a record. That's way, because believe it or not, that's why we have so much discourse going on under our employees. Because we might not say nothing because we're on the other end. But if you're an employee that's sitting out there, I put myself in an employee perspective because I was an employee before. And I know some of the things when I was an employee, it didn't happen right. So we need to be able to make deals with people, put it on paper so we can do. I applaud and put it in your budget. I look at the road department, Mr. Dollar. We never have a problem with approving anything because he's set in place after people be here 6 months that they get a raise, but he already budgeted for them. And I do agree all the time. Now don't get me wrong, employees, I do fight for you, but I do agree with these supervisors. You can't come up here in the middle of the year after the budget is set and come up here and expect for to get a bunch of raises. That ain't gonna happen because we're gonna over budget. What else I got on here? So one of the other, House Bill 1. House Bill 1, I brought it before the board. It's definitely gonna affect us in a bunch of different ways. So I think we need to look at House Bill 1 and it's gonna affect us and not on the purge or a bunch of other ways. So I think each one of us need to get time probably before the next meeting because I think it takes place July. Before July 1st, we need to have a discussion about that. Now the other thing I'm gonna ask for, especially if we got to do some dealing with House Bill 1, and it might not happen. I might not get it. I didn't get the limb truck that I want. I didn't get the truck that I wanted to cut the trees down, so I might not get this too. But I'm gonna put this on the other supervisor mind. Trash is a problem. Trash is a major problem. And when I worked here before, the sheriff do, and I can say, Major Sergeant, thank you. If I call, I mean, he tried to get it up. But at one time, we did have a 2-person crew that got trash. And picked up trash, and they didn't pick up trash for one district, they picked up trash for the whole county. And so it ain't got to be no high-end job, but I will ask the supervisor to put it on in mind. We definitely could use a trash crew for each one of us because it's sometimes that the sheriff department can't get to it. It might be inclement weather, they can't go get them. But if we got employees that they can always get trash, and I think all of us agree, it's trash in every one of our districts, all over. I know it's in mine, and so my people out 84, my people in Brownmore, and I don't want to call them my people everywhere else. I want them to understand that I am trying, and but trash is a problem for us to come up with. And I think I'm gonna just conclude it right there, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Mr. Middleton?
Everything I have is already been addressed.
Okay. Paige Dean?
I just have one thing. Alan Laird could not make it to the meeting this morning, so he has a jobs report that needs to be signed on Jones Lumber, stating that they have completed their job number.
Okay, I need this spread across again. I need a motion. Moved by Mr. Hutchins. Second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Okay.
That's all I have.
Ms. Lewis?
I have a couple of items. I need to have the meal tracking report from the sheriff's office for March of 2025.
Okay, need a motion? So. Moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carried.
We have sent out the first round of homestead chargeback letters, and the Department of Revenue on 2 individuals, although we had submitted the letters already, they found errors on their end, and these are the ones that the homeowners had spoken with the Department of Revenue. So we have Bobby Dole Flurry and then Peggy Benson, and even though they had submitted a letter for the chargeback, the homeowners reached out to the state and they said, no, you're correct, we shouldn't have disallowed it. So they need to have these 2 letters spread across the minutes.
Okay, I need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
For the homestead chargebacks that we did not get objections on, generally what the board does is accept the Department of Revenue's recommendation on those. And so need to get a motion to accept the Department of Revenue's recommendations on the ones that we did not get objections for.
Okay.
The 30 days is, deadline has passed.
All right. I need a motion. Spread that across the minutes.
I'm gonna make a motion, but I need Ms. Brandon to repeat that again.
Okay.
because
So we get usually 2 rounds of homestead chargebacks. So usually it's, they're filing homestead in 2 different locations. They haven't paid their state income tax by February the 1st. And we submit those letters out to the property owners. They have 30 days to file an objection. If they do not file an objection, generally what the board does is that they accept the recommendation of the Department of Revenue because the person did not object. So probably they realized that they didn't comply with some, either, like I said, they have homestead 2 different locations, or they didn't pay their state income tax. So generally the board just accepts those, and then we'll go into the system and put the homestead chargebacks in. So just need to have a motion to do that, please, or to accept
Okay.
that.
You made a motion. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Ms. Hutchins. Any more discussion? Yes. All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
We did receive 1 objection, and generally what the board does with these is they submit these on to the Department of Revenue for a second look, and then the Department of Revenue will then respond back to us. So we just need to get a motion for this objection on the Department of Revenue. It is for Michael B.
Need a motion to submit that back to the Department of Revenue for evaluation.
So
Moved by Ms. Hutchins. Second by Mr. Middleton. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
we also have had a couple that have come through that we are clearing up because the property is sold. So say an individual got a charge back, however, the property is sold in the interim, we are just requesting that the board authorize us to strike those from the homestead chargebacks because the person who the chargeback was sent for no longer owns the property. So just need to have those removed from the chargeback list.
Okay, need a motion for that lengthy ordeal. Moved by Mr. Middleton. Second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
Oh no, federal bonds. So we have May bonds that need to be spread across the minutes for Corvette McNeil, D. Davis, Javin Johnson, Mary Kay Doherty, Brad Bradford, Sean King, and Cora Fulton, please.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Mr. Middleton, second by Mr. Gaines. Sean King, where's he working now?
He's dead.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carried.
And that's all I have, thank you.
Mr. Slover?
Yes, Supervisor, Gang talked about the radio and its use and so forth, and I had submitted over some language that would allow the road department to recoup some of its expenses when it's rented. I'd asked Meg and Robbie to give us an estimate of what it would cost, and they gave me an estimate, and so that amount we can certainly.
So you,
go ahead.
I'm cutting them off for a minute. So they'll understand what we're talking about, to the rest of the board. We had a rental fee on the rodeo arena. Well, a lot of times now, what you're seeing, everybody's actually getting into what rodeo is and having good rodeos for barrel races especially. They need a tractor driver. And so we have been having the call out people that have been on call that has been going, and it's our responsibility to lead have the rodeo pen in usable shape. But they have been staying over. So basically what was put in place, whether it won't be on the county, if they need a tractor driver and they want him for 5 hours, that's gonna be an additional cost to them to rent, and that way they'll pay the employer. I looked at where we went out of town, everywhere we go, pretty much. I looked at Mississippi, Louisiana, even Arkansas, is usually have a county employee on, but it's like that when you rent him, he won't cost the county any money. They'll just pay for the tractor driver itself. Do that make sense? Anybody got a question?
I understand what you're saying, but I just need to know if it's legal.
Yeah, it's increasing how much we charge our people that are using our rodeo facilities.
I thought I heard a county employee off duty.
That's what you heard,
He's
but
not off duty.
he's not off duty. He's gonna be on. He looked the law up, so he's gonna be, once he work, it'll be like his overtime. They'll have to pay him. They gonna pay for. No, they're not gonna pay him. They're gonna pay the county for his additional work.
They have been being paid to do this work, and so they've been the employees have been.
So it's gonna be overtime.
Have been making overtime, and so this will allow us to continue that process. But the tenant or the person that's using
They're
the
gonna
facility,
pay the overtime.
that's right, it's gonna pay us additional money to cover that employee. Yes, sir.
It's gonna be how much the overtime gonna cost us. That's what you're saying?
That's correct. It's an average of what it costs us, because, different employees make different amounts.
Yeah.
And he estimated with fringe and everything about $30 an hour is a good estimate.
So it's just an additional. So we won't have to have. So we've already got a decent rental fee. So we are not gonna incur any cost on them. And so it might be sometimes that people might not want a tractor driver. Then they just get, they do it. But if they do want it, the county won't incur any costs, especially when the people rent the place to make money. They just gonna pay for what they're supposed to.
Yeah, and there's a couple little suggestions that I put in there too.
Oh, you talking about what you think of?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's deal with this then. What about the political deal I saw in there? What about if somebody pay the county however much it costs to rent it? So we gonna tell them what they can and can't do?
I didn't like, that was in there, or is in there currently right now.
Is in there now?
And I didn't like that. I suggested the board probably needs to take that out.
Okay, is it legal to put it in there?
It probably would have issues. Now, did I do a full-blown constitutional research? No, but it definitely raises red flags, so it could be.
Oh, I don't wanna rent it for nothing like that, but it don't sound legal to me.
So what it says, right?
It says you can't use it for any political.
Like if you gonna run for office, that you.
Oh, yeah, well, that ain't right. Yeah, I didn't look at that.
If you rent it, it's not for us to say.
You can do this.
Well, you can do this, or say this or that.
Yeah.
In particular, it raises the red flag. Whenever you say you can't say political speech, that really, no, you're not supposed to be saying you can't say that type of stuff. You're not supposed to distinguish political speech from something else. It gets higher scrutiny when you do. So.
Okay, let me ask this question. Okay, you can't use it for political reasons.
No, my proposal is to take that out.
Take
That
that out.
you could be able to
Right.
use it for whatever reasons you want. I mean, you're renting a place and.
So you can use it for political reasons if you rent your
Right now, you
place.
can't under our
But-
contract, so I'm saying we shouldn't make that distinguish.
Yeah,
If you rent it, use it for what you want to use.
whatever, yeah, I agree,
Yeah.
I agree.
I changed it to a license as opposed to a lease, just because that's more accurate
Yeah.
as to what it is. I think I had a question about, did we want to have some sort of insurance, what do you want to call it, insurance?
It's required already.
Okay.
Well, let's take insurance.
If that's already required, then
It's already
it'll
required.
be programmed into the actual
Yeah,
agreement.
it's already
What's in
required.
that,
That's it.
contract?
So
So it should be good as I send it over to you.
I will make a motion to approve the revised contract for the Adams County Equestrian Center.
A second.
Okay. Motion by Mr. Gaines, second by Mr. I'm sorry, I was reading something.
Okay.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
Before you finish, Mr. Attorney, you see all that good energy we have when it comes to all the parks that we have, we got something in place. We need to have something in place for the ballpark too. Big ballpark. Okay?
Yeah, I've got a draft that I've sent over to y'all and.
You sent it?
I mean, we're back almost
Go
a year
ahead,
ago.
go ahead. You on the ball then? I ain't see it
About a year ago, he said.
I will resend it because it's been about a year.
Yeah, I saw that a year ago,
My
yeah.
computer don't even go that far back.
Yeah. I saw that a year ago, but they need something else, come up with something.
The, Lynette said that we applied for a MDA loan, low interest loan for the ballpark, and it has a cap on it. One proposal might be to submit it into phases. If that was the case, then the board would need to direct the architect or whatever to cut it into 2 different phases. If not, you can either not apply for it or not do the improvements, or you can do the entire improvements, but you only get a loan for a portion of it.
I think we
We're
need
doing
to
it
do
to
a
two phases.
yeah, do a
Yeah.
motion to
Yeah.
do it in two
Yeah,
phases.
phases, yeah.
So,
Mr. Attorney, let me ask you a question.
Let's,
Go ahead.
that was a motion by
So
me,
moved.
second by
Second.
Yeah.
Ms. Hutchins, discussion.
Let me ask you a question. On that capital improvement revolving loan, that's what it is?
yes, sir.
Could you look at 31,551 and see that we have to bid those services out again since it's over a certain amount? Just review it. We ain't gotta do it now, just review it.
For the, which services?
Engineering, architect, whatever, because when I read it, it said 8% of the principal loan amount may be used for design work. And if it's over that, then you gotta pay for the rest with a different funding source. So could you look that up, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
You got it?
Oh,
I think it was a motion on the, was that?
Yeah, we already.
Carry.
Oh, you
Yeah.
passed it?
You didn't care.
You didn't carry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries.
The Coke contract, they had put in a scoreboard for us. In return, they're asking for a 5-year deal with exclusive Coke products, which would include basically the courthouse and the concession stand of it.
I thought we already did.
We did approve it, but it wasn't,
Pending legal.
right, it was pending legal review, I didn't feel comfortable, but I'm just gonna report back to you, it's fine.
Legal.
It's legal, yeah, it's
You
done.
say they wanted to say the courthouse too. What'd you say?
It's all Adams County's facilities, but which really is just a courthouse.
Do they already have it over there
They have
now?
Pepsi. So-
Say what?
They have Pepsi. Pepsi will have to leave and Coke will have to come in. They got a scoreboard.
The prior,
We
Okay.
did.
they weren't paid.
Okay.
So I'd like to
So
approve it, it's been so
you
long.
need a motion to approve
Still
the
need the
contract.
The contract.
So moved.
All right, moved by Mr. Middleton,
Second.
second by Ms. Hutchins. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
The inmate insurance contract we talked about, there was a couple of minor things I wanted to add to it. I asked them to send me a doc just so I could write it in there. They sent me another PDF. He said he was gonna get it to me. What I was gonna do was, if it's for the board's approval, I was gonna have it approved and send them with my rough comments. It literally, I don't want a choice of law and choice of form clause, which should be okay with them. It's mandatory anyway, but I like having them in there so there's no ifs, ands, or buts. And then, there's a provision that if the Affordable Care Act amends and changes, that could change this program. I simply want a statement that's a material clause. So if something was to happen where this program's no longer available, we're not on the hook anymore on it. So if that's okay with the board, we could approve it, I'll send it to them, and if they'll input it in, we'll go from there.
Okay. That's a motion.
Yep. I'm not asking for a motion.
Asking for a
I can't make
motion.
And I asked the sheriff, he said that was fine.
So I need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gray, second by Mr. Middleton. Any more discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
There is the question on the rodeo. There was a Attorney General's opinion that basically said what Warren had previously said, so I confirmed it. I have that in there, that provision, that opinion in my notes on the motion, because it's a pending legal review, so it should be fine, and the Attorney General's opinion should be on there. So I don't think we need other board action.
So make sure you give it to Paige so she can get it in a minute.
Yes, sir. My notes I usually send over most of the time, so without her.
Most of the time, we try to make sure you do it all the time.
Yes,
You
sir.
don't want to come back and then something happen and it's not.
Yes, sir. And then I got 3 different items to be determined, if that's okay.
We really don't have a choice in that matter. Is that all you had?
There was a letter of support for historic Jefferson College from the president to Congressman Thompson. This is, I believe, is a request that, it's not just for Thompson, it's also for our 2 senators. This is a request that Archives and History is requesting that we help. We're just asking for, it says, what I don't, the Jefferson College is trying to do something. I'm sorry, it's the Department of Archives and History is trying to do something at the Jefferson College, and they want federal funding for it. I'll pass it along, y'all. It's just a letter of support.
So the people at Jefferson, they on board with what you talking about?
They are requesting that we get a letter of support to our federal delegation. They're asking for federal money, and this is
It's just a
the
letter of
Department of
support.
Archives and History. Yes.
No.
So we need a motion for support.
So
Yep.
moved.
Mr. Hutchins, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
This was a permit for the engineers, the Corps of Engineers for the Bellwood Levee site. I guess this is extension for the permit of us doing that Bellwood Levee site. I need a motion.
Okay, motion
Extension.
for an extension.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Middleton, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
And on that project, there's pay request number 4. Pay request number 8. This has been submitted over to Velocity. If y'all recall, Velocity has helped funding this operation. They have not approved it yet. They want to ask Doug a couple of questions. Ask Robbie, who usually takes a look up there to do it. I would like to get approval, but Robbie said he'd go up there and take a look at it and see. It is $33,000. If Robbie tells me it's not good, it's got to go through. I'm an escrow agent for this project, so it's got to go through it anyway. But if not, if it is through, we can have it docketed. I can get approval.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Middleton, second by Mr. Gray. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries.
Was that a Neil Schaefer invoice for it?
Yep.
Yeah, included in there is the, just lump it in one,
Okay.
included in there is the, and payment for engineers, you know, it's gonna do.
Okay.
And I think that includes my report.
All right, Ms. Brandy, you have something else?
Yes, Supervisor Strayer Hutchins asked about the reports. I did look, there was a travel report for travel funds through ARPA that was due the 31st. I did look on the Treasury website and shown that it is in draft. So I have submitted a inquiry to the Treasury and asking them, what needs to be done to process it. There is a secondary report that is also due on the regular ARPA funds, and that's due April the 30th. So, yep.
I knew it was something.
Yes, so I'm inquiring about the draft status and to see what we need to do, but it's in the portal, it just was not submitted, so.
Okay. Did you have anything else? All right. Okay, I've got a couple of, they don't? Okay, these are just travel. I'm signing the travel vouchers for, Tarika Washington for going to Ernst Pharmacy and to Concordia Parish Jail, and also the nurse practitioner for going to Concordia Prison. Both for the last from 1/2/25 through 3/31/25. I know $565.95 for the nurse practitioners. $565.95 for going to the prison for the assistant, and an additional $233 for going to the pharmacy.
You gotta make a motion on that?
No, sir, he said, I just wanted you to know what I was doing over here.
Why you signing all that, have we let you do your report?
Okay, go ahead.
You can do your report, I can say it after you finish.
All right, I've got a letter here from Raven Campbell. I need spread across the minutes to the Adams County Board of Supervisors. I think all of you have read the letter. It is with great sadness I am submitting my resignation that I've been employed Adams County nurse practitioner for 7 years, and while it comes with many challenges, it has also been rewarding. I've enjoyed working alongside my colleagues and serving the community. I would like to offer my assistance in keeping all credentials valid to assist the upcoming practitioner if needed. My official last day will be April 11, 2025, but if more time is needed for my placement, I am open and excited to say thank you, Raven Campbell. You need to do anything with this? Does it need to be spread across the minutes? Need a motion?
I made a motion.
Motion by Mr. Gaines to accept the resignation, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carried.
Mr. President?
Yes.
We accepted the resignation, are we gonna advertise, need a motion to advertise for that position?
I thought that was one of the items y'all wanted to discuss.
I mean, we can discuss it, but, unless somebody else got a real, a brighter idea, you gonna hire somebody, or you gonna contract it out, or you gonna do whatever, and contracting it out, I don't know if nobody gonna want to be driving from here to there, to here to there, and doing all that. And, well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna say this, and then we can do all that. I just wanna thank Raven Campbell Smith for her 7 years of being the nurse practitioner for our county. In my opinion, that's gonna be a hard job to fill. And I'm gonna tell you why I say that, because anytime somebody, I know ain't nobody else did that since I've been here, gonna get out of their bed at 11 and 12 o'clock at night and drive over here and over there. I don't see too many people being dedicated like that. So I just want to thank her for her dedication and hard work that she gave our county and our inmates and our citizens and everybody else. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Larry Hughes is going up to a conference in Biloxi. They didn't submit this earlier, but the conference is June 23rd through the 25th. Amount of $645 for his travel and hotel. Moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Mrs. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carried. I'm sorry, and also, no, this is just a duplicate. Do you need this one? That's just a duplicate. Please go to where? Okay. See what we got. Save the date, Poochapalooza, Saturday, April the 26th.
Who?
I knew you were gonna make me say that again.
I thought they were wide receivers from the Los Angeles Rams.
Poochapalooza. Yeah. They're asking basically for a membership drive, and I think they are already on. We already donate money to this.
I'll check the appropriations.
Okay. Yeah, it's the Nash Humane Society. They got all kinds of annual memberships and additional categories to add to it, but the Poochapalooza 2025, Saturday, April 26th. All right. And the Special Olympics, Mississippi Area 7 has a golf tournament, 4-team scramble, Saturday, April the 12th at Duncan Park. Entry fee $125, $500 a team, 2 mulligans per player, and anybody can give additional money to the Special Olympics. Area 7. I believe we can do. We probably give to that too, don't we? Just not sure about that. Okay. All of y'all picked up your county administrator, and if you've gone through them already, have you narrowed them down?
I have.
You have not?
I have not narrowed them down. I think some of them looking, but I haven't narrowed them down.
Okay, we got to do that.
But we can, I mean,
Soon.
If you can, I'll take the day and go through them. I mean,
It's a 20-minute test.
hey, I have a problem. It ain't gonna be long. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If it's something that you wanna move forward with going higher.
Well, I'd like to have it done before we close. You know, we were going in executive session stuff. You can come through them pretty easy.
You can go ahead. We'll figure it out.
So we can set up the interviews.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I think everybody probably just got this announcement. They're doing the groundbreaking ceremony for Tracetown. I guess they're revitalizing it. It's gonna be tomorrow at 2 o'clock. At Tracetown at where the old Sears building stood. So if y'all can attend 2 o'clock tomorrow at the old Sears, they'll be doing the groundbreaking for whatever, Hobby Lobby or whatever, and whatever else might be coming.
Oh, that's where that's going, Hobby Lobby?
I believe so, yes.
Is it out yet now?
You think I'm revealing the information up here?
It's already been revealed, but.
He's on like you put it.
It sure is. Supervisor Wilson, I don't see an appropriation for them.
They probably need a humane society or special Olympics? We did.
I know, I'm not, I'll double check, because this is
Okay.
bookkeeping's appropriation sheet, but I'll check.
Well, they just made me want to know about the Hoochie-Palooza, I guess. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, I really didn't have a report other than, I will say this, however. As y'all know, I was gone for a month to Africa. And look, I got a little souvenir from Mr. Gray there. It was an interesting and eye-opening trip. Cape Town, South Africa is a beautiful place and very modern, which really surprised me. But of course, once you get outside the city, it gets kind of rough. And everything along the Ivory Coast was just some of the saddest things I've ever seen in my life. Our pastor always says that the poorest person in the United States is richer than 97% of the population of the world. I understand that now, because those people are starving to death. The government does not help them at all along that African continent. They are on their own, and it is a pitiful sight, and it was very eye-opening and very sad to see. So when I hear people complain about the United States, they should go somewhere else for a little while and just see what the people of the world are going through, because we have got it made here. Oh, okay, I have one other thing. Okay, Angela Hudson is April 22nd through the 25th. Why? What, the conference is?
In Hawaii.
Also, it's Biloxi. It's Biloxi, Hawaii, Mississippi. I need,
That's been all. That's already been approved, yeah. That's all that's planned.
well, so we got a little mileage out of the Hawaii thing.
They reimburse.
Okay, I guess I need a motion for,
Before you go, let me say this, Mr. President.
Yes.
I did attend, the Marcellus young man came before our board. He got something called MDP Reach. And he raised money to give scholarships to kids at Cathedral, AC Natchez High, Woodward, Fayette, I think Fairley and Vidalia, I guess.
Fred Marcellus.
I want to say this. Fred Marcellus got some unique talent. And the reason I say that is because of the group of people. This is my second time attending this. The group of people that attends his event is one of the most diverse groups I ever seen. And he can pull people together. They had something on the bluff. Those same individuals was down on the bluff supporting what he had going on. This young man got some serious talent, because everybody in this community cannot pull a diverse group of people together like this young man can. And the next time that he have it, I encourage y'all to go, because y'all will really, really enjoy yourself. Thank you.
all right. Need a motion for closing termination.
So moved.
This is by everybody, and second by the rest. All in favor?
Aye.